Adventures! And welcome to the 52nd episode of Dirty 20, an evening of laughter, drama and adventure that we call a D&D Podcast. Tis I, your Dungeon Master for the evening, and once again I am joined by my colourful cast of characters. We don't have Jay at the moment, but he will be on momentarily, I hope. Unless he just doesn't show up, which, you know, hopefully won't happen. No, he'll definitely be on.
You'll hunt him down.
We'll hunt him down to the end of the earth to find him. Well, before we get into it, as always, does anyone have anything interesting going on?
No.
I have an announcement.
Oh.
Watch JoJo.
Sam's drawn up his
JoJo
second
with
character
our
just in
adventure.
case he dies again.
A very valid announcement, and one that this DM definitely approves of.
I just finished part 5, and
Oh wow!
it's fucking great.
Oh.
Yeah, 4 PM to 8 AM. We wouldn't spend it any other time or any other way.
What's going on?
Have you
JoJo's
done
Bizarre
the-
Adventure.
Huh?
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Wait, what?
That's what I heard.
That's the announcement.
JoJo's
Is
Bizarre
watch
Adventure.
it.
Just
Oh, I've
JoJo.
muted Hayden. Hang on, that's why.
In all fairness, I think there might have been a black hole making strange sounds in your house.
Yeah.
Hey, your house was doing some crazy
Um,
stuff. First, it was like a DJ mixtape. Then it was like the void beneath the earth opened up and started to suck everything in.
I live in the
Otherwise known as a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, but that's why we're going with
Anywho.
the interesting information.
We'll go with the edgy one. Though, I guess, with that, without further ado, let's delve into today's episode of Dirty 20!
Oh, it's so filthy!
What's that?
Okay. So, I just realised I need to check my audio, because otherwise
Oh gosh.
Okay, yeah, that's all
You
good.
might need to restart.
Okay. So, previously on Dirty 20. After a night that nearly took the life of Aria, there was much trepidation in the air. The following day you gathered information and proceeded to put an order in for a suit of custom decorative armour using the dragon hide. Hoping to uncover more about the Master Salen, you headed to the Golden Peacock, a brothel house with much taste. Here you met Sierra, whom informed you that none of the employees had seen or heard of the woman you bested. Leaving empty-handed, you considered your options. As the early winter twilight began to set in, you set your eyes towards Perchstead Manor. Arriving, you were met by the charred and blackened remains of a once proud estate, the gardens now overgrown. Making your way inside, you began your investigation upstairs. Finding your way to the attic, you were attacked by 2 white orb-like entities. During the fight, Gaiac was killed, but through quick action, was quickly brought back. Close call. With the entities dealt with, you searched the rest of the house. In a destroyed room, fit for an infant, you came upon the ghostly remains of a woman singing in Sylvan. Noticing Aria, she spoke to her before disappearing. Even in her spiritual form, she still resembled the image from the secret room. By touching various objects, Aria was able to connect with echoes, memories trapped in time by the weave, caused by the experience of powerful emotions. She had visions of a cradle with fire around, and a man resembling Mayfly. Coming to the master bedroom, you found the charred remains of someone under the sheets, grasping a bone and a dagger. Touching the remains, Aeria triggered another echo, though this time she filled with destructive emotions as part of her soul was drained away. The shadows coalescing around her, waves of heat radiating from her body. The rest of you watch as Aeria changes. The woman you've known thus far is in an instant gone, replaced only by some feral beast residing within her form. She glances up at you, the flash of a bloodthirsty grin across her face. Suddenly, she reaches for her blade, but as quick as the change came, it vanishes. Aeria is left shaking, her hand trembling on the hilt of her dagger as she looks up at you with familiar eyes. As the faint smell of brimstone wafts away, what do you wish to do?
Jeez. Oh.
Are you sure it's a bit too late not to go to the forest?
Jin, is that you trying to talk? I think you're muted.
No, you've muted him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've muted me.
It's because the void was in your room.
The void. It was there. We all heard it.
Just embrace the void. Embrace it.
Embrace the void. We had 2 rooms left downstairs, didn't we? And then we were gonna go.
Yeah.
You had 2 rooms.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
like
did I miss
five.
Pierre?
Okay, so in this room you can see 2 doors on either side. So the bed is in the middle, and then on the let's say the east and west walls, there are other doors. Downstairs, there are essentially 2 doors on either side and 1 behind where the stairs are. So there are currently 5 doors downstairs, and 2 within this master bedroom.
Okay.
One of the doors downstairs was kind of crumpled, and you could partly see into the room.
Okay, that's 7 more rooms. That's 7 more chances to be killed by Wisp.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't feel.
But we go on.
Any more bad.
But we do it anyway. So, I'm just trying to think if I feel like I've learned everything I need to learn here.
I mean, we're already pretty much almost done.
Yeah, I
this.
mean, anything else that would have been here, like documentation, would have got burnt up probably.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking if there might be any more echoes or something.
I think it's a good idea to at least.
Yeah,
look.
have a look. Yeah.
Let's have a little look downstairs. We don't have to go in every room. We could just go in a couple.
We've got the 2
Okay,
rooms up here.
let's make a
since,
deal.
Yeah. Since we're here already.
Yeah.
Okay.
And since a lot has happened in this room,
Oh.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. A deal.
Yeah, we finish up here, and if we go into a room downstairs and something tries to kill us, we dip.
Okay. Sounds good. That sounds good to me. Let's do that. I can't remember if we discussed this last session, but could I put 2 and 2 together and assume that the body on the bed is probably the woman?
I said that, from what I recall, that it's difficult to say for certain. There aren't really no features left. It is literally a blackened. It's basically Astrid at the end of the Dark Brotherhood questline. If anyone's played Skyrim, like it is like literally a charred body.
But this is the
you
master
could make a
bedroom.
deduction. You could deduce that is. It's not an unfair assumption.
Okay. I don't want to be in this room anymore. Let's go. And I'll head back
Sure,
out.
are you going to? Oh, I thought you were going to one of the doors up here.
Oh, yeah, no, I was in the master bedroom because we're still in the master bedroom, aren't we?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the doors are inside the master
Oh,
bedroom.
right, sorry. I completely
It's like 2 doors
imagined
inside the
that
room on
wrong in
either
my
side
head.
of
Kind
the.
of like a suite,
That's right.
yeah. Let's go for the right one. Check the door, trapped, locked, you know.
Roll me an investigation check.
Box.
Oh my god, it's started already.
You are still feeling shaken from your
I mean, it
experience.
makes sense canonically, but yeah.
You kind of looking at the door. Everything that's happened thus far has kind of distracted your mind. You're not on your game right now, and physically you are still shaking.
This place is still draining.
From that experience. So you don't really see anything that resembles a trap. It doesn't appear to be locked. It just looks like it's been like badly burned. Like it's just completely covered in soot. And it's just deep into the wood.
Give it a little push.
Okay. It pushes without resistance. In fact, you hear it snap off one of the hinges as it kind of begins to lead inwards as it swings open. You look in through the doorway towards the remains of two office chairs sat either side of a deeply scorched desk. The gentle flakes of burnt paper resting on the table and wafting up into the air as the door opens, and they kind of like dance through the air before settling. Painting frames that once brought culture to this space now display only canvases of black. The only one that remains slightly untouched hangs behind the desk and reveals only part of a man in a blue suit. A few glass and bookcases remain, but as far as you can tell from where you are right now, the contents seem for the most part destroyed. You can see a number of shattered windows around the walls of the rooms to your left and opposite you. Just kind of seem shattered, probably by the intense heat.
Yeah, if there was any juicy shit, it would have been in here. Are there any drawers on the desk or anything?
I don't know, you're stood right at the door.
I want to look at the desk.
Okay, you're going in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Take a step into the room. Nothing
Oh,
happens.
you motherfucker.
Make your way up to the desk. Roll me another investigation check.
Couldn't be more opposite.
Okay. I mean, it literally could. It could be a natural 20. That
Could
would be
have
a
been
natural
20, but 19's still pretty good.
Okay. So, you make your way up towards the desk. You can see that there are kind of a number of drawers in there. Looking through, they are all appear to be unlocked. The fire has not just been contained to the outside. The contents appear to have been damaged as well. There's stationery in there that looks like it's charred and burnt. Vials of ink that have boiled and cracked, and now the contents of the interior of some of the drawers are just kind of coated in this dried, crusting ink. However, one thing you come across is a soot-covered key.
Oh no. Oh no.
Just like a small key. Looks like it's probably used for. It looks too small to be a. Looks too small to be a door key.
Maybe like a jewelry box
Could
or
be.
something?
Maybe, probably something a little bit bigger.
A bit bigger than a jewelry box. I'll take it.
Okay.
While this is going on, can I just constantly be doing like a constant, lack of better words, a vibe check of the house to see if any of like the feelings that we had when we originally entered comes back?
Okay. Roll me an insight. an insight check.
Ain't nothing good about this house.
It seemed to be once good insight.
Okay.
Place, dude.
So you kind of take a moment to tune into the space around you, trying to rely on some of your senses, some of your divine senses as well. Nothing particularly you don't really pick anything up. I mean, it's definitely eerie, and you still kind of get that tingle down your spine sort of sensation, but it's not quite as prevalent as it was when you first arrived.
Can
Yeah, I just constantly.
can we still hear that tapping noise that we could hear when we first walked in?
Roll me a perception
Oh,
check.
good point.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's behind you.
10.
Oh my
I mean, I
god.
still hear it.
The tapping has stopped as far as you can tell.
It sounded like the wind was blowing something and it was hitting something, from what I remember.
Mm.
It sounded like a thrush knocking up and waking up a dragon.
Let's hope not. Let's fucking hope not.
R.I.P. Ravenwood.
Literally.
Oh, it's not a dragon. It's just a purple worm.
So what do you wish to do?
Is there anything in this room that looks like it has a keyhole on it other than the door? A drawer? Is there a drawer that has a lock on it?
Nope.
Is it?
Don't know. You're as far as you're kind of look. You're going to have to give me more than that, I'm afraid.
So what I'm going to look for in this room is anything that looks like it has a lock on it, and check the key to see if the key might have any indication on it as to what it could open.
Okay. Where are you looking?
Mate, considering I found a freaking room behind a bookshelf, I'll check any bookshelves, I'll check for any secret doors, move the desk about.
Can I ask, how big is the key?
It's not big.
It's a little key.
It's not tiny, but it's not
a little bit
massive.
bigger.
It's probably like that, maybe?
Big? Okay.
Looks like it's bigger than a ye old medieval door key.
Could I see if there's anything like a hidden compartment in the desk?
Roll me an investigation check, and Aria, roll me a perception. No, I'm sorry, an investigation. An investigation, not a perception.
So.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, both of you kind of being in tune with the idea of hiding things. Both of you take to the furnishings around the room, looking through the bookcases and the glass cases. Again, coming upon like burnt books, the pages completely turned to ash, just kind of flaking away as you touch them. Doesn't appear to be anything as part of the bookshelves. You, Alistairine, look through the desk, trying to look for any hidden compartments. There's a moment of frustration, and you kind of kick the desk a little bit, and the room kind of not shakes, but you cause a vibration by kicking the desk, and the picture frame kind of slides slightly, and you can see what appears to be the edge of something metal behind the
Classic.
picture frame.
Safe behind the picture.
Move the picture frame out of the way.
Okay. As you move it away, it looks to be about maybe a 2 foot by 2 foot safe in the wall.
Does it have a combination, or is it one of those like?
Does it have a lot of keyhole on it?
Oh,
It has.
keyhole, yeah.
It does have a keyhole.
Check if it's trapped.
Roll an investigation check.
Fucking trapped. Hey,
God damn!
1 to 1.
I say.
21. You've got a lot of experience with safes and the like.
I do.
You listen to it, you kind of tap on it. It doesn't appear to be trapped. There's nothing there that indicates that a trap is going to spring out at you.
All right. Open that bad boy up.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. I'm sorting out Storm's camera.
Santa has joined us.
And Santa's
Oh,
not
I wondered
helping
who
us.
you were waving at. His camera went behind everyone else's cameras. I was like, who's everyone waving at? But it's Santa.
I'm here!
Oh,
Ho, ho, ho.
Father Christmas, he's arrived.
And your little helper as well.
Yeah, what have I missed?
We're just looking around.
They've gone into essentially what looks like a study, which is a room which was behind a doorway in the master bedroom. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, hold on. Just need to
Never apologise.
make sure that's okay. Cool. So you open up the safe using the key. Unlocks. You hear a heavy doom, and as you open it, there is a smell of like stale air and old paper, and you can see just in the corners where the ash was kind of crept in slightly, but being a box of metal tightly sealed, it seems that most of the damage has not made its way inside. Might be one of the only parts of the house that hasn't been somehow affected by whatever took place here. Inside you can see what appears to be like a handful of like pieces of paper.
Is that it? Just a piece of paper.
That's all it appears to be.
All right, I'll take.
What's on the pieces
Yeah,
of
I'll
paper?
Take them out.
Okay.
I sounded
So-
really bitchy. I realised. Like, is that it? I didn't mean it like that.
Paper. What?
So you look at the paper. You see one that takes your interest. It's written in Vietnamese, and it reads, "I know your secret. Meet me where sobs bring joy and tragedy is pursued. We will discuss your options. For your wife's sake, come alone."
Oh dear.
Fuck.
My sobs bring joy. Tragedy.
I know your secret. You stole that baby from another family.
Oh, it's so angsty. I love it.
So you got adopted from your adopted parents.
Bring
By your adopted parents. Well,
I reckon that's somewhere in the Ravenwood.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
My sobs.
I feel like everyone's just
Are
looking
you-
for excuses to go into the Ravenwood.
yeah, are you disclosing this? Are you disclosing this to everybody?
Yeah, I'll read it aloud so everyone can hear.
has Aria shown us? I don't know if
Jay,
she
your
brought
mic
it
is
with her.
shite.
I know, that's why I'm muting.
It's
Yeah,
He makes the
the answer
hat.
is yes.
it's
The
in the
answer is
tassel of
yes,
his
she
hat.
did. The answer is yes, she did.
She did, but did she show us the letters as well?
Yes.
So we
I
saw.
showed you everything.
Not that
Okay,
we
so-
could read Vietnamese, but
To be very
Yeah.
specific.
Well, I would
did we
have read
see-
it to you.
yeah.
To be very specific, did we see her father's handwriting?
Well, yes. Wait. Oh yeah, because it was from. Yeah, sorry, I got well confused then. Yeah, you would have.
Do we
Oh, yeah.
recognise the handwriting of the note?
Is the handwriting
Um,
the same as the ones your father wrote?
Say that again.
Is the handwriting on the letter the same as the handwriting on your father's notes?
Is it?
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Would Aria or anybody recognise the handwriting not as her actual father's, but okay, cool. Just a theory.
Nope.
That'd been juicy. That'd have been fucking juicy.
Sobs bring joy and tragedy is pursued. Discuss your options.
BDS.
Wow,
Maybe
that's
this
so
I think this could be a riddle.
it definitely sounds like one.
Perhaps we
My opinion that where sobs bring joy and tragedy is pursued may sound like a church.
It also makes me think of Fiera di Morte because we celebrate the dead. Sobs bringing joy, you know. Tragedy is pursued.
Is this letter dated?
Is it dated?
No, that's all that's on the letter.
Is there anything else?
The ink is very it's clearly a very old piece of paper.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not a secret. Canonically, I've made Aria like 25 years old, so 25-year-old letter. But yeah, is there anything else, or is that the only thing that really caught my eye?
That's the only thing that caught your eye.
Okay.
What's on the other bits of paper? Is it just, boring stuff?
It's mostly boring stuff. There's a couple of what appear to just be kind of scrawlings, and doodles, maybe?
Right.
Like, almost like childlike drawings.
Oh. Okay.
Interesting.
Should we go to the next room?
Yes, I want to get out of this house. Let's keep going.
Okay. So you pass through the master bedroom once again, going to the opposite side and come to the other door.
I mean,
Are you just heading straight through?
should I bother? I mean, this has been an abandoned mansion for 20 odd years.
Yes.
It's up to you.
Yeah, fuck it. Kick the door
Yeah,
down.
let's give it again.
Okay.
A push.
Okay.
Gonna do it.
So as you open the door, you're immediately greeted by the smell of damp and fungus. Looking in, you can see burst pipes dripping water directly onto both the door and into a bathtub. Some kind of just drips directly onto the floor, and others just it's just overfilling this green watered bathtub, which gives a low lurch as you open the door, almost like it's kind of sinking into the wood a little bit. The tiled floor is cracked, and you can kind of see that it's beginning to concave a little bit. Mold and fungus grows up the walls and ceiling, giving a rare flash of colour in an otherwise noir estate.
It's just
If
about.
I remember
Oh, you go.
if I remember anything from our time in the underworld, it's don't look directly into the fungus.
It's just the bathroom. I don't think we'll find anything in here.
No.
Is there a mirror or anything in here?
There is a kind of like spider smashed mirror, like that almost like web look that glass gets when it's shattered. There is a mirror above a basin, but it is very, very smashed, and parts of it have kind of chipped off and fallen onto the floor.
Just to knock it off, I'm going to try touching the mirror just to see if anything happens.
Okay.
Just a shard of it.
You touch the mirror. It's cold and damp to the touch.
Alright.
And you can see your reflection, and you stare back at like this shattered looking through this shattered glass, you see a distorted reflection of yourself.
Oh, mate, that is poetic. The fucking imagery there. I need art of that. Alright, I'll head back out. Shall we go downstairs then? I think we're done up here.
It's the only way forward.
It's down.
We'll go downstairs.
Okay.
We're going down.
Heading out of the bathroom and then through the master bedroom, you make your way back down the stairs into the main foyer of the estate. You can see once again a set of double doors behind where the stairs lead up. A single door, a double door, a single door, and a double door. So basically, a double door on either side, a single door on either side, and then a double door behind the stairs.
Shall we go through the door that is already open for us?
Sure.
We should exercise caution. We don't know if there was any other people who were killed.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, moving towards the set of doors that have already kind of like shattered and fallen in on themselves, you head to the essentially the double door on the left when you come in. As you approach, looking through the already opened doorway, you can see the frames of several chairs and a sofa facing towards a soot-filled fireplace. Hanging above is a crooked painting of a family. The canvas is badly burned, but two figures can be made out. A man with slicked black hair and a winding moustache, a younger-looking mayfly, and a woman with curled brown hair. Other furnishings are hard to distinguish, being mostly destroyed. The walls are stained with streaks of dark crimson which have dripped down from where the walls meet the ceiling. Similar patches are spotted around the floor, and the ceiling itself is nearly entirely coated in it.
Would I be able to tell by looking at it that the red stuff is blood?
Roll an investigation check. Or medicine, either of your choice.
Red. Right now.
Oh man, I think for me they're both equally terrible.
We'll be seeing how much you guys pay attention.
Oh, we don't pay attention.
Nope.
It's hard to tell. It's a sticky crimson substance.
Can I go and like touch it and smell it, like just to see like if that would give me any?
Sure. You could certainly try. Roll me an investigation check. Wow, nice.
Just off the screen.
So you got to an area where it's kind of it's where it's not completely soaked into the masonry or woodwork. You managed to kind of get a little bit of on your finger. It's slightly blackened. It's this very, very dark crimson. You smell it, and it smells sweet.
Can't be blood.
Wine.
Like,
Vino.
yeah. I'm gonna like kind of like hold my finger out and see if like anyone recognizes the smell. Snip my finger.
I'm gonna say you can you smell that it is sweet.
Hold, wait a second.
I hear creepy noises.
Yes.
This is not the first time we walked into a place with wine everywhere, is it?
I mean, we are in Verlum. There's going to be wine wherever you look.
In Soule City. This it screams to me more and more every time I think about it. Back at that house in Soule City,
Is there wine there?
I think there was.
Oh my god, it's the wine wraith.
Wherever there is wine.
The wraith.
Well, I might be making a mistake here, but I swear there were barrels of wine.
I think there
neither.
was, yeah,
Yeah.
where we fought that monster with the stone. The big in the
Wait,
with
we
the big
popped one
monsters.
open.
The
We
rat.
fucking popped one open. One of us
Yes.
popped one.
There's a big difference. There are no rats trying to take over our minds, and no
That we
weird
know of.
disease fluids.
There is a disease in the city, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
but not here.
I feel like we're drawing big conclusions here. Just look at the wine.
Well, I
Not
mean, it's
every
kind of
house
weird.
burned is the same.
Does this liquid look like something we have seen before outside the island?
I'm gonna say that I'm not going to tell you.
Oh yes.
All you see is are patches of dark crimson
It's not blood.
down the running down like it. Possibly at one point was a liquid that ran down the wall. It's kind of soaked in through the ceiling. It's patches on the ground where it's kind of dripped from the ceiling, and now it's just this deep crimson.
Would you
Is it
say
below
that?
the room with the wine in?
Yeah.
Is it below the room with the wine in?
This room is directly below the room
Yeah,
with
it's
the
just
wine.
wine
in it.
that's leaked through. Guys,
I was just curious to see how long it would take
we
you to
watched
realise.
too much true crime.
That was our
That was like a
chair
10-minute
moment.
conversation of.
I can't believe I drew a comparison to the other house just because I had a mine in it.
That was our chair moment. Like that was full on our chair moment.
I'd love to see you guys in an escape room.
We'd be great.
We would never leave.
Can I see if there's anything behind the portrait in this room?
Sure. Roll me an investigation, just for the sake of it.
I'm gonna head over towards it as well.
It is the wall behind has nothing that you can see. It is a similarly stained wine stained wall, though perhaps less, coated in ash and dust over time. But you don't see anything there.
I'm gonna touch the portrait.
Okay. It's a dusty canvas, and you get dust sit on your fingers. But no echo.
Okay.
Okay. Next room.
Yes.
Let's see if there's anything in here.
Next room.
Okay, we've got one more on this side, double door. I'll do it from your perspective. One more. Can you see me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One more. Double door, single and double.
Let's do the one on this side.
Yeah.
Okay, the door is closed on this side.
Get open.
Okay. Poof, kicking open the door. It swings back with a crack. And immediately in front of you, you can see a grand piano half smashed into the floor where the legs have given way on one side. The frame of a sofa, faint blue threads of material all but gone, and a melted trumpet, trombone, and a burnt lute lying on the corner. There stands now mostly ash.
Storm, perhaps you could learn to play a real instrument here.
God damn.
I was going to ask if maybe you know of anyone. Do you have any musical talents, Arya?
I dabbled. My training was mostly in, written stuff and fighting, but I did dabble. I could try to play something on the piano.
This or to just check if there could be any remnants of the echo.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. I'll walk up to the piano. Is there a seat?
There is. It's mostly kind of like the material's kind of frayed away and burnt, but you can certainly put some weight on it and it doesn't fall through.
I'll sit on the seat. And I'll just try and remember the tune that Jask tried to teach me. And I'll try my best to play something.
Oh my goodness.
Breaks out
Oh,
into
my roll 20's gone super
Moonlight
weird.
Yeah, roll
Sonata.
20's being weird.
Okay, it's not just for me then.
Yeah, you disconnected for a second there. Or your camera did anyway.
Sorry. Sorry, just run that by me one more time.
I'm just gonna just say, try and remember a tune that Jask tried to teach me, and then just see if I can play as much as I can from memory.
Okay. You head up to the piano and begin to play. The notes are covered in ash and dust. It's difficult because it's kind of on its side and part of it is kind of smashed. There are a couple of dead notes, but you play somewhat of a tune. But that is about it. Nothing else happens.
I'm gonna try having a guess at what notes are what, and say having dabbled a little. Try and again from memory, try and play the notes of the tune that the woman was singing.
Roll me an intelligence check.
Okay, yeah. This is not my best. Who keeps disconnecting and reconnecting?
Not entirely sure.
11.
Okay. So you try your best to remember it. You heard it once, maybe twice.
Yeah.
Mostly, you keep playing notes and going, that's not it. That's not it. Eventually, you kind of think, I can't.
Yeah, it's not doing it.
Yeah.
It's worth a try.
Yeah. Can I open up the bit on the grand piano that goes to the strings?
You certainly can. Yeah.
Just want to see if anything's inside.
As you open it up, a rat leaps out at you.
A normal rat?
A normal rat leaps out at you. It kind of like tries to bite at your claw, and you pull your hand away. It leaps down and then just scurries through a hole in the wall.
Oh.
Icky.
Rats.
I can't stand rats after Still City.
They seem to be following us everywhere we go.
Is there anything in the in there apart from the usual?
It looks like most of the keys have kind of been kind of damaged, and it is smashed into the ground, so it's pretty damaged. But nothing that you see that stands out to you as something interesting. And it just looks like the internals of a broken piano.
Fair enough.
You said there were 2 other instruments in here, right? A violin and a something else?
No. It was...
A lute. There was a lute here.
Sorry, a lute.
Nope.
Am I going crazy?
I mean
a flute.
Yes.
Flute.
Bruh.
It was... where is it? It was a melted trumpet.
That's it.
And trombone and a burnt lute.
Lute. It was a lute. It
was a lute, yes.
Just go over and give them both of them a little pat. See if anything happens.
Okay. Trumpet and trombone, cold metal. The lute kind of crumbles a little bit. The wood very fragile. But nothing jumps out at you. No echo here.
Okay. Shall we try another room then?
I think that would be a good idea
Yes.
to move on.
Perhaps keep checking to see if the doors are trapped, just in case.
I don't think anyone has been here for a long time, can say.
No, but there are other things here.
Well, we've opened 3 doors without checking now, so I think we might be okay. But if you really want me to, I can.
Never rely on luck.
Fair enough. Alright,
What is
we'll go
that
to a different room. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
What is that human proverb? A criminal always returns to the scene of the crime.
Sure.
Maybe they could have returned.
True. Still, I feel like we're the only ones here for the most part. But I will be cautious. Go to another room.
Okay, which one?
So what's left is the other double doors and the one and the single one next to it.
Two double doors, one at the end, one kind of near the front, and then so 2 double double door to the right.
Yep.
On the right wall, single door on the right wall, and double door behind the stairs.
Okay.
Should we do the double door on the right?
Yeah.
Check for trap.
Okay. Double door on the right. If you wish to check for traps, you can indeed.
24.
Okay. Doesn't appear to be trapped.
Alright, push it open.
Okay. As you open the room, you could see probably one of the least damaged rooms. Though very, very minimalistic. You can see a small coffee table that sits in the centre of the room, and it is surrounded by a number of now kind of faded material, moth-bitten cushions. That they're literally like just placed on the ground around this coffee table that comes up maybe 1.5 foot off the ground. There are a couple of like end tables around with old china, and you can see that on the wall that kind of leads northward, kind of attaches to the other rooms, is quite dark and like it had been burnt on the other side and it had begun to come through into this room.
Obviously, kind of like a room to entertain guests in, possibly. I'll have a check of one of the tea sets. Go up and look at that and maybe give it a little pat.
Okay. They are kind of chipped and slightly broken porcelain mugs, not mugs, sorry, cups and saucers and a teapot, kind of China-esque, but you don't find like an echo from it.
Anything stand out? Anything catching my eye other than what's basically in the room, or?
It's a very basic room.
Yeah.
It looks.
Yeah.
It looks like either stuff was removed from this room or it was very minimalistic to begin with.
All right. I'm not getting anything from this room. Do you guys want to stay, or shall we move on?
I say the sooner we leave, the better.
All right, we move on.
I agree.
Okay.
Let's try one of the single doors this time.
Okay. So it's literally just about 10 foot down along the same wall.
Yep, try that one. If it's trapped.
Okay, go ahead.
60.
Does not appear to be trapped. Okay. You open up this door to what appears to be a kitchen. Blackened metal sides with ash coating the floor and surfaces. charred remains of a meal in preparation, along with all the kitchen utensils. As you open the door, about 6 or so rats kind of scatter away from the room into various corners and through holes. And you can see that they were munching on minor moulding items. But the moment you open the door, they scarper. It's got a very cold atmosphere in here. And you kind of get the impression that a meal was being prepared.
Oh, wow. Dropped everything in the middle of cooking. It's probably contribute to the fire. Be safe when cooking, people.
What do you wish to do?
Anything catching my eye? Anything that maybe, I don't know, just anything I see I'm particularly drawn to?
Not item wise. It's just that you kind of get this impression that whatever happened in this house, people were down here in the middle of preparing some kind of food. Though now the food is rotted away and moulded, it's barely even there. But you can see like utensils set up across the counters. Looks like people were working in here, and everything was dropped. But you don't see like something interesting, particularly that catches your eye.
Are there any, like, I know it'll probably be pretty burnt, but are there any like corpses that we can make out, or does it look like everyone made out?
You don't see any corpses on the floor. What you do see are kind of like molded pieces of food.
Okay.
A corpse would definitely stand out, even at this point.
I'll just go around giving various kind of utensils a little pat and see if I get anything from them.
Okay.
Touch everything.
You don't get anything from them.
Alright. Nothing in here. Let's go.
You're beginning to get the impression that you may not have had much contact with the downstairs area.
I mean, I was a babby, so... Yes, let's go.
Okay.
Should we try the double door behind the stairs?
You certainly can.
Yeah, I think we'll give that one a go. Make sure it's
Okay. It doesn't appear to be trapped.
Slowly worse. Okay, I'll open it.
Okay. You open up the double doors, as kind of you're greeted again by smell of burnt and a bit of mould in there as well. It's a bit of a nice little mix of them. You can see one chandelier that still hangs from the ceiling, swaying gently. The other has fallen and shattered part of a dining table. The table itself is cloth burned, contains the remains of what might have been a meal. Cutlery and platters are set upon the table. The chairs are crumpled and across the room.
Okay, I'll go up to the table. Touch all the chairs.
Okay, you watch as Arya kind of goes around and is like touching all the chairs and everything that she can in an attempt to try and find another one of these echoes, but to no avail.
Is this the only room into this room? The only door into this room?
There is a door that, as you kind of look, you can see that it leads towards the kitchen.
Okay.
Touch the chandelier. The one that had fallen.
Okay. It is cold metal.
Anything under the table? Maybe like someone dropped something, or...
Roll investigation check. Sorry, there are so many investigation checks. Is that the most recent one?
24, yeah, it's the most recent one.
You look under. You don't see anything that indicates that someone had dropped something. It's kind of more of the same. Just rubble and wood that has fallen in, masonry that's cracked and crumbled. There's just a lot of debris throughout the house, and it's no different in here.
Guess we're moving on then.
You got 2 more doors?
No, you've looked through the whole house.
Alright.
As far as you're aware, anyway.
Should we
Let's
check
get the fuck out then.
Should we check the last door in this new room just to check it does go into the kitchen? You never know.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. It does in fact lead to the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably how they got the food out. What, just for my peace of mind, and then I'll shut up and we can leave. Was there a garden?
The manor itself is situated inside of like a garden space. It has a piece of land.
Yeah.
But you peruse that before
We
you came in.
checked it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look carefully, you can see a hooded figure without a face and a shovel.
What do you want to do?
Gatekeeper.
Yeah. I mean, if we've checked the whole house and haven't got anything, then yeah, I guess we're done here.
Okay.
Very strange.
So, having found what you hope you've come here to find, you make your way out through the front doors once again, back out into the surrounding estate of Perchstead Manor, outside the building itself. Amongst the overgrown foliage, the broken metal gate in front of you, leading out towards the rest of Ravenwood. What do you wish to do?
Oh. Well.
What time of day is it?
Now you gotta watch.
It's currently just passing twilight. Like the light is just beginning to leave the sky.
Perhaps we should.
You can see like a little bit of pink that streaks across. I mean, it is like literally winter.
Perhaps we should start heading back to your home.
Yes, I think I need a moment.
Oh, just had a thought. Ewan, what's the date?
Give me 1 second. And I know why you're asking me that. It is frost. It is. Hold on, I've got to find the fucking week now. It is currently Friday, 03rd, Frostfall.
Christmas.
It's kidney. Yes, I need a moment to process everything that we have seen in that house.
It's more than understandable.
Going back to the manor might be a good idea.
You think it's well, not to be assumptive, but do you want to see your parents right now?
Isn't that the $1 million question? What's a dollar?
What's a dollar?
Yeah.
We can always go to a bar.
I am also nervous about staying at the house for too long, considering the attention that I seem to bring with me.
Well, none of us have a problem in setting up camp somewhere if you'd feel more comfortable with that.
Well, I'm sure Sienna could give us a room.
Should we head back there?
Yes. I think that's a good idea. I would rather stay away from them right now.
Might be a good idea to stay somewhere we're not expected to stay.
We could
I
try
think-
one of the other taverns.
Hmm.
Also,
You mentioned one near the potion shop.
Tavern and potion shop.
Mm.
I'll get my map up.
if we can get a room for free, though.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think Sienna would make us pay, but you know.
What do you wish to do?
Also, Arya could change her appearance, so no one would know that it was her there.
True, true.
Where was the potion shop again? Oh, it was Minnie's, wasn't it? Well, it wasn't really a potion shop, but
Yeah, it was more like medicine.
the Lush Route is near Minnie's. At Tavern.
What do you wish to do?
Are we heading towards that tavern then? Or
Sienna would be more than happy to give us a room, but if you would rather stay somewhere more
If-
discreet, we could try the Lush Route. I didn't go there too much.
We should probably stay somewhere less associated with you.
I mean, I have been to the Lush Route, but it wasn't my favorite tavern.
But your
so
friends
I
don't
didn't
own it,
frequent
is
it
my
as often
point.
as others.
Also,
Everyone's-
I swear, Arya, didn't you change your appearance every time you went to Sienna?
I changed it when I left the building, yes. When I was with her, she knew who I was.
My
Yeah,
only
but when
concern is that if they can breach into your home, they know enough about you. And if we are going to stay at Sienna's, they can more than easily use them against you.
They would know that they know you're going to be staying somewhere as a known associate. So we need to stay somewhere that isn't acquainted with you.
Well, I mean,
that's the only place that is outside Ravenwood.
True. We could stay outside Ravenwood, I'm not averse to that.
I have no problem if you want to stay outside the city.
That might be a good idea.
Perhaps
It would
we could...
involve us being less separated.
Sorry.
we could use this to our advantage and start making our way towards either the Ravenwood
I
or
was about to
where
say,
the trolls were.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
We'd have to be very careful when taking camp near the edge of the wood, though.
Well, we can
Sorry for
take
your
watches.
health as well, Jack. You've only just conquered death. How are you feeling?
Honestly, I'm not feeling great.
Look, I know we're all worried about causing attention to ourselves, but after everything that's happened in that house, I think we all deserve and need a drink.
Well,
I
if you want
agree.
to get a drink, then
So
there are many, many taverns I can take you to.
So we go to a tavern, and to avoid being separated, after we've had a drink or two, make our way out, set up camp.
Okay.
I don't like the idea of anyone staying in a room by themselves.
And I also don't want to waste too much time. So I think heading out might be a good idea.
Arya, you will be aware that much of the surrounding area of the... So you have the city of Ravenwood with the, well, technically a large town, and with its actual walls, but continuing out from there, it's still civilized for a good while.
Yeah.
Farmland, owned by people. You would not... I mean, you could certainly try, but you would not be allowed necessarily to just camp
in the
on
middle of-
owned land.
Yeah.
You'd probably, your best bet would probably be to venture into
Yeah.
a wooded area
Yeah.
and camp if
I
you
was
were going to
literally
camp.
going to say, honestly, our safest bet,
Unless you went
our
into the
safest
Ravenwood
bet is
itself.
probably to literally just go into the Ravenwood and camp.
I was gonna say we could like camp on the edge
Very
of the Ravenwood,
okay.
but we don't know what's in
I
there.
say safest,
Safest.
lightly. I say it very lightly.
Yeah.
for tonight, we could have a drink.
We could double
just
up
get
in the
one
tavern.
room. Yeah, just get one room and just have a sleepover again.
Ooh, slumber party.
I am down for that. I am down for that.
You can talk about hunky boys.
So what do you wish to do? What's your decision? Time is pressing on.
Let's go
20
to a
minutes has
tavern.
passed.
Let's get pissed.
I think
Alright.
that's a good idea.
Do you want to go to my
Oh, yeah.
favorite
Aria
one,
needs a
or
drink.
do you want to go to one that we are going to be less likely to be found at?
Let's go to a mysterious one.
Yeah.
Well,
Put our hoods up
the
and
most-
sit in the corner.
Yeah, where
I
there's
don't-
somewhere misty where the barman spits at you.
I don't know about mysterious, to be honest with you.
Fine.
If you want a good time, my favorite tavern is the Jolly Moon. But the Lush Roots is more of your bog standard tavern, you know, nothing too special about it. And
Maybe
I
we
prefer
go...
long time.
Yes, maybe we go somewhere less close to you so that we know we're not going to be followed if we do venture into the unknown, the Ravenwoods.
Agree.
Alright, the Lush Root it is.
Shit alcohol and shit people, here we come.
It's not shit, it's just not my favorite. Let's hope that Poppy is in a good mood today.
You're going to
Okay.
change your appearance, Aria? Just a suggestion.
Who should I
It might be
change-
wise
who should I
to
change it to, though? Who
Change it
haven't
to
I
a mouth.
used?
They wouldn't expect that.
Just be Zed.
I mean, I could be, but I don't want to get him in trouble.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'll find an alleyway, and again, the guy actually, cover me with your wings, and I will turn into Jask, because lizard folk live in the city. Like it's perfectly common to see a lizard folk. So I'll turn into Jask.
Okay. Describe what you look like.
So I've mentioned my tutor to you guys several times, but this is the first time you're technically seeing her. She is a female lizard folk who has got black scales that kind of have almost like a, that hollow effect, kind of like they almost have like a bluey green sheen depending on where you stand. It's really
Like
cool.
crow's wings.
Yeah, and then she's got kind of like matching swirly bluey green eyes with the classic like reptile slit, and yeah, she's a pretty badass looking female lizard folk.
Yes. Is she a lusty lizard folk? Is the real question.
Does
Oh,
she have
good.
titties?
Yes, say
Lusty.
I would love to hear what she has to say about.
If only
lizard
Thrisk was
folk.
still here.
Does she have lizard titties?
oh my god.
Does she have hunkabadonkas?
And with that, you leave Perchstead Manor, heading back through the gates you unlocked, passing through the overgrown pathway to the estate itself until you find yourself on the more groomed, shall we say, gardens and park of Guard's End. The remnants of Perchstead Manor kind of only being able to see part of it from the overgrown foliage in the distance now. As you make your way back to the main road towards Wood's Tip, where the Lush Route is located, and we're going to take a quick
Yeah,
break
I need a drink,
there.
man.
Let's go. Let's try and make this one only 10 minutes because I think it's so soon in.
Yeah, no,
Or
I'm
if
just
you
gonna
keep
get a drink.
hearing
Alright.
weird like noises.
We'll be back in about
from
10
my
minutes.
mic.
I'm not.
Okay, good. I didn't know whether it was picking it up or not.
welcome back. Where's... There we go. That was so... Storms was off. Okay.
Oh.
So, you had decided you were leaving before the break, that you were leaving Perchstead Manor with what information you had gathered, and were now planning on finding some rest, or at least some drinks, at the Lush Root. You had made your way out through Guard's End onto the main road and up to Wood's Tip, where you come upon the tavern itself. So, you make your way up through Wood's Tip to kind of like the central area where you've seen a couple of shops before. You've actually seen the exterior of the Lush Root. It's uninspiring, to be quite honest. It looks, for the most part, the exterior is reminiscent of a London pub. To be quite honest, it's it blends in with the masonry and the architecture of the other buildings. So it's got like these plaster walls with these with the occasional like structural support of a red brick column with these dark wooden panels for windows, and it's kind of like frosted windows. And the door to the building itself is actually on a corner, so wall kind of comes at a diagonal, and the door leads in. Making your way inside, you see the peeling plaster walls and a low arched red brick ceiling. The interior is full of natural life. Vines and other plant life grow and weave across the walls and along the ceiling, dangling down. Obscured by the vines are several paintings of animals in the wild. It's a single room with many different tables and chairs set about like Jenga pieces. Across the back wall is a similar small and simple bar, bottles of drinks on a shelf behind. Fur curtains open into a back room where the smell of cooking meat wafts out. The main room is warm, well lit by candelabras, and smells aromatic. I've also written down here, it's a druid's wet dream. You can see another kind of like archway that leads to some side stairs that lead upwards, because you can see from the outside that there are at least two floors to this building above the main floor that you're on, which you take to be, from the kind of curtains drawn across, rooms. But as you enter, you can see that not only is it full of life from the foliage, but there are a good portion of patrons in here of, varying different degrees of wealth. Not, the most wealthy, but certainly people that give off the impression of traders, merchants, workers, likely locals to this district of the town. So as you step in, what would you like to do? As I attempt very hardly to find...
fucked! I wanna get fucked.
Shots.
I wanna get fucked.
What's the fantasy version of tequila?
Tequila.
Chat.
Fancy version of tequila. Tequila.
Tequila!
Oh my god, there's a happy hour. Can we get 2 for 1?
Tequila.
Listen to the enthusiasm in that voice.
Hi. Good old tavern music. I haven't heard that in a while.
I know, right?
Been a while.
Hey, Christ.
Hold on, why is...
You can never be sad while listening to tavern music. Never.
I mean, usually when we're in a tavern, like we usually either end you losing all our money or dead.
Okay,
We're
so
always having fun.
oh my god. So what would you like to do? There are groups of people here. Like I said, the tables themselves are kind of like slotted together, almost like Jenga pieces. Social distancing is not a thing here.
Oh, nice.
When you sit at a table, you're not really more than like a foot and a half away from another table.
There's a plague here as well.
There is some kind of illness around.
Gonna get that COVID-20.
But
No.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's move quickly off from
I
that.
would like to do a once over. Anyone looking sus? Anyone like they're looking for trouble?
Yes.
You know.
Okay. Sure. Roll a perception check.
There's a man in a
23.
corner with a crossbow aimed at a lizard man.
Decent, darling, decent.
Why weren't we having these rolls yesterday?
Okay.
Last session, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. So, looking over across the room, like I said, it's a diverse group of class anyway. I mean, there are always going to be one or two people that look like they're keeping themselves to themselves for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You don't see anyone that just bleeds
Trouble.
mischief
Yeah.
or trouble.
Except for me.
Except for you,
Yeah.
definitely. But as you do enter, you do see a lot of the locals kind of turn and give a look, continuing their drinks, and you can see a number of them are keeping their eye on these newcomers, some of which are strange races.
Apart from probably actually no wait. Apart from
What like a variety of people are in here? Like what different races? What different?
Yes, cool. Human is weird.
Humans and lizard folk.
Okay.
I
Probably
wanna set
about,
up a free table that can-
I'd say about an 80-20% mix.
Okay.
But you don't see any other races.
Interesting.
Okay. Let's see if
Sit
we-
at a free table.
Yeah.
Okay. There are a number of free tables and you can find one. Whereabouts would you like to sit? Do you want to sit near the window or sit further inside the building?
Should we go close to the bar-ish?
Okay. So the bar itself is kind of like on the left-hand side of the tavern itself.
Yeah, close to the bar.
Okay. Sure. So you kind of sit at a table, and you actually are maybe one or two tables away from the window, which is kind of open, slightly ajar. Like I said, it is warm in here. It's a cozy atmosphere, though a little cramped. What would you like to do?
Order some
Tavern is yours.
drinks.
Get some ale, some strong ass ale.
Okay.
No thanks for me. I'm going.
You can see a couple of people stood around the bar. Behind the bar, you see a female human with red hair, some pale skin, green eyes. Yeah, she just kind of seems to be serving some drinks. She's wearing like a rolled up white shirt, which is kind of like rolled up near to a vest almost, with a kind of like a leather waistcoat on top, and that's all you can see of her.
I just lean into the group before they go up. That's Poppy. We have an on and off relationship.
I would perhaps not mention that right out of the stream.
No, I didn't like we.
Now,
Oh, never mind.
Aria.
Yes.
Now, Aria.
Yeah.
I insist that whilst you are Jask,
That I do a Thrisk accent.
Yes, well.
Hang on.
oh my god, you can.
Just sound like you're gargling half a pint of phlegm while you say it.
I mean,
Like,
in theory, I suppose you can you can technically morph your vocal
Is it
cords
copyright if you
differently,
say
so
it's
you
not
can,
jazz?
But
you can technically.
Jazz was an educated woman. She might not speak.
What are you trying to say?
You don't
Yeah.
fuck now, joking.
Well, I'm gonna go up and get some drink. I'm gonna get a strong drink.
Yeah, same.
That sounds like a good idea.
I literally almost died, so I think I'm gonna go get a drink.
Yeah, man, let's just get back.
Okay, are you all going up, or are you only
I'll
Phoebe?
go and grab us a table.
I'm gonna
actually.
stay at the table.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
already got a table.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm gonna offer a drink.
Guys need to make notes.
I know.
Gaiak, I'm offering you a drink.
I would love to accept.
If you order fucking milk, I will hit you.
Just get me whatever is strongest. Preferably a jug.
Either way, when I said we have an on and off relationship, I mean as in sometimes we're friends and sometimes we're not. I haven't got with.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
You didn't say that. You didn't say that, Azaria. So, so
I'm gonna go.
what would you like to do?
I'm going up.
Sorry, go on.
You know, you guys are
I'm going
making me
up
out to be a proper
and,
fuckboy.
I'm gonna order a jug of ale and some whiskey.
Okay, well, before you do that, you get up to the bar, and the woman behind kind of gives you like almost like a finger of like a minute, but kind of points to you to give you an indication that she'll be serving you next. You see her kind of pump a flagon of ale and hand it to the other gentleman. Takes a couple of copper coins, places them in a pouch, walks over to you. What can I get for you?
Jug of ale and some whiskey, please.
What kind of ale?
Whatever's strongest.
Alright, well, do you want me to surprise you, or do you want me to tell you what we have?
Sure, surprise me.
Whatever. She, how many, what did you say, a jug of ale?
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be enough for 4
Jesus
drinks.
Kayak's getting fucked tonight.
So, it's a pitcher.
Yeah.
And how, and a whiskey, did you say?
Yeah, just like, probably like a shot.
Okay. Let me see what they have.
I don't know how good bird livers are, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Test that constitution.
Okay, so she comes back with a jug after a few minutes. You can see her pump something out from one of the drafts. Comes back with a clay pot, and inside is this thick, dark. It almost looks like syrupy ale. It's a stout. And it's got a layer of foam over the top, a bit like a Guinness. Places that in front of you, and you watch her pull out a bottle and begin to pour into a measurer, and then into a glass with some ice inside of a small glass tumbler. And you can see on the bottle it says Demon's Tongue. And I tell you what, you can see that when she pumped the ale, it was called Old Oak. You could see that on the draft itself, and she places that in front of you. It was just one whiskey, right?
Yeah, just the one.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that. Four times 4 is 16, so I'm going to say 14 copper for the pitcher.
Okay.
And we'll go 6 copper for the whiskey.
Okay, how much?
So in total, so that's two silver pieces in
oh,
total.
okay, cool. Yep.
Or 20 copper.
Yeah, 2 silver pieces. Slide them over.
She takes the silver. Thank you. Anything else?
No, that's all.
Any food?
No.
Alright. You can see she kind of immediately turns and walks over to someone else and begins taking their order.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the table. Slam it in front of Gaiac. There you go. Drink up.
I appreciate it. Is it just a jug of ale?
Yeah. Pretty much. It's on
There are you do get given like wooden flagons.
He moves the flagon out of the way, picks up the jug, and starts going.
Okay, make me a constitution check because you are
Oh,
chugging.
yes. Drunk adventure.
You're chugging.
Let's go.
This isn't even about being drunk
just
at this
a
point.
straight constitution check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
my
God.
You get about 4.5 gulps in, and immediately
Pat him on the back.
begin to cough, and you're just not used to drinking alcohol, much less that much at once.
I'm gonna laugh and take my shot and call him a pussy.
As you do, you can taste it's got this very, very like old wood taste. It tastes like it's been sat in a barrel for years. You drink your whiskey. As you kind of take a sip of it, it tastes sharp. It's this dark brown whiskey, and it has this very powerful afterheat. It takes a couple of seconds. Like it feels very smooth, though with a sharp to it. But after a couple of seconds, you can feel like this heat in your esophagus.
It's poisoned.
It is poisoned. I mean, isn't alcohol just poison anyway? So.
Yeah, essentially.
And who you ask?
I wanna.
What would you like to do?
I wanna look around the room. I get out my bag, and I realise I'm out of dirt leaf. I want to look if anyone's smoking anything.
Okay. Roll perception check.
While that's going on, I want to just go up to the bar.
So, just say what it is, Jay. You're looking for a drug dealer.
I'm looking for Durnleaf. I'm looking for Durnleaf.
You're looking for a fucking drug dealer. Let's be honest.
No, it's tobacco. I'm looking for tobacco.
He's looking for Stiggy.
Okay. Roll a perception check nonetheless. Okay.
I want to go up to the bar and see what they've got
so-
to drink.
Along where the windows are, you can see, because they are kind of open, you can see there are individuals that are sat there smoking pipes, and the smoke is mostly being wafted out. You get the impression that that's kind of a commonplace thing, at least in this place, in this establishment. The green is allowed here.
If you'll excuse me, I have an appointment with. I'm gonna go up to.
Okay, and he's got.
Okay, what would you?
We're
so
in a room,
you're-
right? We're staying here tonight.
Don't know.
Well, that was the plan, right?
I'm going to take this one step at a time because I know that there's going to be a number of things coming up. So, Storm, you're heading over to those individuals, did you say?
Aye.
Okay. So you head on over to the kind of the side of the room where you can see these guys smoking by the window. There is an elderly-looking gentleman, maybe in his 50s or so, with quite wrinkled skin, kind of a few liver spots here and there, mostly thinning hair, though a very dark complexion. And as he kind of smokes his pipe, you can see calluses on his hands. This man is a worker, and you can see him just smoking and having a drink by one of the windows.
I don't mean to interrupt. But I empty my little leather pouch, and it's a little tiny bits fall out, and it's just not much. I am out of tabaxi and dern leaf. You don't know where I can get some, do you?
Well, you could always go to Minis.
I was there, but that will be closed now, correct?
Yes, you would have to wait until the morning.
Mm.
I could always sell you a bit.
That would be more than. Would it be very kind of you?
I don't know what you. What did you say you were smoking?
I smoke dern leaf from the dune lands. Grows in arid climates.
I'm not sure if Minnie will have whatever that is.
Anything will do right now. I've had a long day.
I see. What sort of thing are you looking for?
Just something to distract me for a moment's time.
Huh? Well, I suppose I could kind of places the pipe in his mouth, opens up jacket, kind of pulls out a pouch, lays it on the table, and you can see it's like a pouch full with kind of opens it up, and it's got like these dried, almost like torn pieces of dried leaf in there. I'm told that people call this devil's weed, but we just call it whistling plant.
Whistling plant. I cannot say I've ever dabbled in the whistling plant. Dern leaf is not usually too strong. It's just something to expect. I'll try some of this.
It is quite expensive, I would say. Kind of takes some out and places it on the table. You'll give me 5 gold pieces. I'll give you this.
To drive quite a steep price. How much? How about 3 gold pieces?
Sure.
That was.
I'm in a good mood today.
Thank you. May the sands warm your feet. Bow of the head.
Kind of just gives you a nod. Leans back into his chair.
And then I'm just gonna pack my pipe and have a little solemn smoke to myself.
Just gonna be like
Okay.
the
I-
drops all over again.
Hold on, I just realised I need to check something. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
How
I
many
thought this
purple
was
dragons
tobacco.
does he see?
Mate. Oh, not great.
Okay. You take a smoke of it. Oh, it does feel very, very good. You are currently addicted.
Addicted.
You're addicted to it.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Is it like catnip?
Oh my
It's funny to me.
god.
So,
It's catnip.
So, the primary effects are the creature's wisdom decreases by 1 until a long rest. The strength is increased for 2 for 4 hours.
My
that's the wrong.
strength.
No, well. For 2 hours, your strength increases by 2.
Right, so my wisdom's -1.
Guessing you failed the constitution.
Creatures become skitterish and have disadvantage on attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks
Oh no. Oh
for
no.
2 hours.
Oh no.
I just wanted some Tabasco.
dear.
It'll be fine
I know,
by
I know.
morning. So why?
It'll be fine.
I'm going to say that in this instance, you're not going to be skitterish. It's going to be more of a case of you're just so chilled.
Yeah, too chilled out.
Hey,
Wait,
man.
did you say I'm addicted?
No, we can't hear you.
Did you say I'm addicted now?
You are addicted to it.
Oh, permanently.
So
Unless,
addiction
until we
is
lock you in a tight room
so-
with no outside contact.
so the way that it works is that it has a oh my goodness. So depending on its addiction rating, it has after a period of time, the addict makes another con saving throw versus the addiction rating again. So you basically, after 10 days, basically after 10 days, you have to roll in it again, and if you don't, and if you fail the saving throw, you get withdrawal effects.
Oh god.
If you succeed the save, they make the save every day until a recovery, or until they take the drug again. The DC increases by 3 every day. Recovery happens when the addict makes 2 successful withdrawal saves in a row.
Hey, you'll remind me when I have to do these, right? Because they'll be over sessions, won't they?
It will be over sessions.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Help. It's only a matter of time.
Lol.
Well, at least I didn't get addicted to liquid pain.
That would have been something
Yeah.
else.
It's like, hey guys, I didn't get addicted to like.
But luckily
One
the
drug, I got
satiation
addicted to
period
another
is
drug.
pretty long. The satiated period is pretty long. So it's only after 10 days that you can start getting withdrawal effects. Some of them are much shorter.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so Storm is by the window having a little smoke. Alistair, you are heading up to the bar.
Me?
No,
Oh, sorry, I thought you said Ellie. Sorry.
no, Alistair was heading to the bar. Oh, we can't hear you. No, what's going on? Oh, speak again.
Very
Can you hear me?
faintly.
Yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you now.
Are my headphones fucked up then? Jesus. Fuck that. Yeah, I'm just gonna go up to the bar and see what drinks they have on the tap.
Okay. Heading up towards the bar, you can see a number of drinks. On draft, you see Madman's Mead, Old Oak, and Handful.
Oh,
They are the ones on the draft. Actually, I suppose on the back bar you can also see Honey Pine Dew, Demon's Tongue, and Angel Kiss.
I'm guessing that's spirits then at the back. That's all about
Spirits and liqueur.
I'm gonna get the hangman's a pint of hangman's.
Point Hangman's, right?
Yep. And whatever that what was the last liquor you said at the back? Not liquor, spirits thing.
Spirits, we've got Demon's Tongue, it's a whiskey. It's a very heated whiskey. And Angel's Kiss which is a minty vodka. We also have honey pine jus, which is a sweet and aromatic liqueur, and it's served in
I'll have the
porcelain
Angel's
cups.
Angel's
Angel's
please.
kiss.
Yes.
Okay. So she heads off and pours you a pint of what was it? Sorry, hanged full.
Hanged full, yeah.
And a tumbler of angel kiss. Which will come to a total of let's put that at 12 copper pieces.
Yep, I give her the 12 copper pieces and I come back.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the Angel's Kiss straight away and then wash it down with the Hangman's. Hangs full.
Okay.
Love these
You take a sip of the vodka, and now kind of being able to look at the glass a little bit closer, you can see it is as vodka is a clear liquid, but there are swells of sparkly white. And as you take a sip, it is very aromatic and very, very minty, which gives a refreshing, cool taste, which kind of mixes with that cold heat of the vodka. You then follow it with hanged full, which is sweet. It's a yellow cider, and then has this dry aftertaste. But it is quite tasty.
Nice. Periodically, whenever I'm finished, I'm just going to go up and get another one. The
Okay.
combo.
I'll say what, the same? Both the same?
Yep.
Okay, give me
Just
another
interpret.
12 copper pieces for getting it in the future.
Yep.
Okay.
tab.
What about the rest of you? As Storm kind of heads off, and you can see him sat kind of near a stool by the window. Alistair up getting a drink, coming back down. You see people having a merry time around the tavern.
Are we staying here tonight? Is that the plan?
That's the plan.
Right, so we need to get a room sorted. I can do that.
Sam, I think you're muted.
Yeah, I was.
Wait,
God
what were you
damn it.
saying?
I was just saying, Guy's still going ham on the ale. He's just.
Okay. I never did which have a drinking game or contest of some sort.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think so. Yep.
I will kick your
I'm down.
asses.
I'm down.
Well, let's get a room sorted first.
God's sake.
I'll go up to the bar, get myself some drinks, and get us a room.
Okay, what drinks are you going to get?
I'll have a shot of each of the liqueurs.
Okay, so a room will be 8 silver pieces for the night.
Alright, it's alright.
And each of the liqueurs.
We're just getting one room. Yeah.
What each, yeah?
Yeah, we're just getting the
two,
one.
No, we're getting
Three.
one room, aren't we? Yeah, we're getting one room.
Silver. Oh, I can do that.
Let's go for 24 copper pieces.
I will chuck down. How many coppers and a gold again?
10.
10
Oh, like there are 100 copper in
100.
a gold.
I'll just chuck down a gold. Saves me everything.
She gives you the change.
Alright.
You're gonna have to work that math out. It's a whole bunch of silver. Probably it'll be 7 silver and 8 copper.
Cool.
No. 7 silver, 6 copper. I said 24, didn't I?
Yes. Alright. And I'll join my group again. Room is secured.
Is Alistair near me?
Oh, she hands you a room key,
Oh.
by the way.
Thank you.
I can be like sat opposite you or next to you.
Okay, I just reach over and grab Alistair's arm.
No. Hold on. The real questions are about to be answered.
Uh-oh.
What's happened? What's going
Hold
on?
on.
Oh shit. What's happening?
Yeah.
This is scary.
What's up?
We're having a great time drinking. What's going
I
on?
just got my shot.
Yeah.
Demon burst
Just
in.
got my shot.
Hold on. No. The real questions are going to be answered here. I need you to put yourselves around the table
Oh,
where you
right.
are.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Where's
I'd,
the
I mean,
well,
it's-
I'd be next to Alistrine.
Stop
I think,
me!
right?
Hey,
We were
Barrios here.
sitting near the bar.
Where's the icons? Oh, there they are. Couldn't see them.
Up in the top there.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't
I'll be
tell
the
me
one- I'll be
Berlier was busy.
Yeah, we'll glance over and Berlier's in the corner.
Storm is off smoking in a different place. Birdie's here, Thrisk's dead, so...
No.
I'll be over here.
My big clothing.
Berlier's here.
Can you hovering over us? I did see him when I died.
Fuck!
You turn and
Wait a
you
minute.
turn to see Thrisk's...
I
go see
recognise
Thrisk
this
walk.
place, Sky. Actually described it. This is the afterlife.
He disappears.
Fucking hell.
Are we close enough to Storm to get a contact high?
Is it fitting that I don't know what's going on?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, kinda.
Well, I'm just having them around the table because I think there was some kind of drinking game going on. Jesus
I
Christ!
don't know what it was, but I
Combat.
think it's fun.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Horrible bloody combat.
God, we should play Truth or Dare.
Oh my!
No!
Finally, gonna get to know you
Much.
bitches better. Or to be
I've
truth
got
or lie.
a game. Have you guys heard the tale of Philadelphia?
Flip, Philadelphia.
No.
Flip, Philadelphia.
But yeah,
Okay, so anyway, around the table.
Yeah, I'd like stand up and lean over the table and grab Alice's arm, and just say to him, "Thank you for what you did back there."
really, there's no need to thank me. Like,
Honestly, I
you
literally.
need to thank anyone. No, I'm just the one who casts a spell, and I point at both Aria and Alistrine, and I'm like, those two are the ones that brought you back.
You may have only cast the spell, but I literally owe my life to you, to all of you. Thank you. And I look at
Really?
Aria, and
Oh.
I kind of look at Alistrine a little bit confused as well, because I wouldn't expect that she would be involved.
She deliberately doesn't meet your eyes. She's deliberately like,
Staring into that mug.
Just give him a pat on the back. Any time for my bird boy.
He just sits back down. He's already almost finished his jug of ale.
I mean, anyone who is willing to go to the abyss to save me, I think is worth saving in return, don't you think?
I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Oh, no! Give him a
I'm
little
gonna go and get another drink. I cannot handle this.
Same, yeah. I'm gonna just
I
get.
will do it all against you!
Oh my gosh,
Alright, dude.
Alistair, let's have a drinking contest.
You're on.
A
You're on.
tankard.
I'm just going to
tankard
sit
of
back.
ale.
I'm going to
A
sit back
tankard.
with my shot.
Alright, let's fucking go.
Let's do it.
Go.
Hold on, I need to find out how much a gallon is.
There's gotta be a metric for that, surely.
Let's go with a British gallon. How many gallons in a British... Oh, fucking hell.
How many gallons in a British person?
Oh, that's
Oh, a lot
different.
of gallons.
I
in
mean,
a break.
Okay.
it depends. Is it Friday night?
Oh
Wait,
god. 1 US gallon is equivalent to 0.83 imperial gallon or 3.79 litres.
3.79
liters.
litres.
Yeah, it's a gallon.
That's
Because
like-
on here, you can... On the sheet, you
That's
can
like
buy a gallon.
4 Pepsi bottles. The big ones.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
or 2, depending if they're 2 litre.
Two Pepsi bottles, essentially,
Yeah, 2
worth
Pepsi
of alcohol.
bottles.
Okay.
But it depends how much you want to buy.
Let's make this interesting. Loser has to pay and can answer, and the winner can ask one question.
Any
to the loser.
question, yes. Loser has to answer it.
Oh, what? You don't think you can win?
Oh, fine, you're on.
Oh, yes. We love it.
Oh my god.
Let's do
We
this.
love
Exactly what to say.
Love it.
Okay.
You're going down, bitch.
Okay, so a gallon. How much are you gonna buy to test this?
I was just gonna buy a couple tankards, like, you know, a couple of what Gaiac had.
Okay, you could do that. How many do you want to get each? It's gonna total up how much it is.
For each. Whoever finishes them first wins.
Me and Gaiac.
Sure.
Okay, so that is 12 copper each.
Okay.
But I will allow you to not pay for it at the moment to see who has to pay at the
Get
end.
some bar
Okay.
snack.
Okay, what alcohol are you getting? So there is the stout ale, the mead, and the. Oh, I need to get it back up again. Bloody hell. Where is the place? Yeah. So there's Madman's Ead, Old Oak, which is the black stout, and Handful, which is the sweet yellow cider that you had.
Strongest one.
Okay, probably is going to be strongest flavour-wise or strongest alcohol content.
I think you know the answers to that.
Probably is going to be.
Oh god.
It's probably going to be Old Oak.
Let's
Okay.
go. Fuck it.
So you get
Old Oak it
3 each. That is 24 copper in total. 3 flagons. Three flagons. You start drinking the first. Well, first of all, how are you determining who the winner is? Is it who drinks it
finishes
quickest,
first?
or?
Yeah, who finishes it
Okay.
first.
Yeah, who finishes their free first?
And if you throw up, that's just how it goes.
Yeah, you carry
Okay.
on. You throw up, you carry on.
Yep.
Okay, I need you both to roll me a. I need you to both roll me a Constitution check.
Constitution. Oh.
Okay, both of you drink, slam the cup onto the table, finishing more or less the same time. Onto the second one. Roll me a Constitution check.
Ah!
Okay, Alistair, finishing the second one, actually just a split second behind. Onto the final one, both of you rolling it with disadvantage because at this point you've just chugged 2 mugs. Okay, both you drink at the same time. Well, as you drink together. Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh right. Alistair, drink. You slam the cup down, confident, and you're just looking at Alistrine, who's wiping her mouth from the foam away from her mouth already. Normally, what would have happened there is that would have been a draw because you would have failed one. But I'm gonna say, normally I don't do natural ones as a instant like failure shit. But in this occasion, I've gone for it as being pretty bad.
I put 1 copper down on the table. Oh, to pay for it. You win. Didn't think you would, but you did.
One single copper.
You know where I'm from, right?
The better of kings.
More or less, but I don't know the culture besides you fighting and fucking.
I've been drinking since the age of 6.
Wow. They stabbed them young, huh?
That explains a lot about you.
Yes.
Quite a lot.
Explains a
Explains
lot.
a lot.
Well, so you've got one question, you can either ask it now or think about it later.
I'm gonna have a think about it.
Ah,
I want to keep you in suspense.
I want
well.
the juice.
Can I ask you when you least expect
And I'm
it?
gonna go over to the bartender and I'm like, the same of what I had last time, please. Not the 3 things, the one before
Okay,
that.
another 4 copper.
Oh mate, Poppy's gonna be glad.
I just put down 2. I put down 2 gold pieces to pay for the drink competition and my drinks as well.
Okay, I mean that is one gold is more than enough.
Oh, tip. I'm I'm tipsy.
She goes wide-eyed like, all right, thank you. You see her slide one of the gold into her own pocket.
I'm also gonna. Oh, sorry.
Move it to the table.
Oh no.
I'm also gonna march up to the bar and just ask for the strongest thing in the biggest container they have.
Are you absolutely sure you want to do that?
Yes.
I want the strongest thing.
You're gonna get a container of vodka.
Okay, so you go up.
Sand keg.
She kind of looks at you and says, "Why don't I just start you off with a ball? How's that?" And she, indicating the demon's tongue whiskey.
So already having drunk like a jug of ale, and he hasn't actually had alcohol in a long time. He's feeling a little bit, and he leans across the bar and just says, "I died today."
I saw the other side. Your parents were there. I told you to give me this thing.
She kind of looks at you with this blank.
Someone put that in the quote.
Have you had enough?
I mean, he's being utterly some shit.
Any more outbursts like that, and I'm gonna have to cut your tab.
We have a tab?
Yeah, we have a tab.
No, but it's just the phrase.
Yeah.
Look, just give me what you can.
Can I suggest therapy instead?
Therapy doesn't exist in this world, really.
No, so mental health. People care about mental health, and she goes and takes a full unopened bottle of the demon's tongue and places it on the counter.
Thank you.
3 gold.
He flicks her 4 gold. Thank you. And he just slides it off and walks backwards back to the table.
Okay.
Walks backwards, just falls on.
Gaiac comes back with a full bottle of whiskey.
You better give me
Slams
some
on
of
the
that.
table. And he does.
Yeah,
he
you
does
owe me
the-
some of that.
He does the thing where like he sits back, unscrews it a little bit, and then just flips the top off.
Yes.
Ah!
I can feel the fan art blossoming.
And like kicks his feet up on the table and just sits back and starts.
Oi! Get your feet off the table.
I'm gonna smack his boots. He'll be like,
Yep.
Oh.
This is something I've never
Turns
thought
back.
to ask in over 50 sessions of playing with Gaiac.
Oh
But
no.
does Gaiac have like actual bird feet, or does he have like?
Look at his art. Look at his
Yeah,
art.
he does have. I'll switch my camera off for a second. He does have bird feet. There we go.
It's just a black.
It's just a black screen.
Oh, damn.
There it is.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And he could he
does bite
drink
people.
upside down?
I mean, I've never. I
hanging
don't
from
know.
the
He's
ceiling.
not a bat, but I've never tried.
Oh, that's cool.
Probably.
So, what comes next?
Slide it over to him.
yeah, same. Be like, hey, fancy helping out?
What's happening here?
Give me some of your fucking
Give me
drink,
your
Gaiac.
fucking money.
Give me your fucking money.
He picks up the whiskey glass that she was using and pours it like 3/4 full and slides it over to her.
Thank you.
I think it's fair to say by this point, at the very least, Alistrine, Gaiac, and Alistair are definitely drunk.
I'm addicted to weed.
And you're addicted to ciggies.
At this point,
Yeah.
Storm, you've definitely finished your smoke.
I want another one.
Okay.
I realised, is there any a -1 to my wisdom score, not my modifier?
Your score.
That's
so it
fine.
knocks your score
Which
down
might
by
change
1
your modifier.
temporarily.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it could
it
change.
actually doesn't.
Okay, well there you go.
It's
Lucky
just
bastard.
that bad.
So,
Alistair, I've thought of my question. thought of my question.
Wow, that was quicker than I thought.
Oh, I am eager to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clearly, you've been dwelling on it for a while.
I'll set the scene for you.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
It's back. I love the drama. I'm here for it.
When we were underground in that fucking forest, the fucking mushrooms and everything. Yes?
Yes.
Everything was fucking.
Yes. You had a nightmare. What were you so afraid of?
This suddenly got a
You
lot
didn't
less
actually
fun.
think they were going to ask you a joke question, did you?
You made this bet.
I did agree to it.
This music.
In the background, we hear Gaston dancing to the tune.
You want the honest answer?
You have to give me an honest answer.
Going home.
Well, that's... What?
Because if I go home, I might not be able to leave.
Oh, shit. They're gonna lock you up?
Not in prison, but everything that's happened and me having the name that I do, my parents might think it's safer for me to stay in the capital than journeying around. So yes, I don't want to go home. Not yet, anyway. And with that, I take out a wineskin that I've got in my bag that's full and start shoving it. Bringing it back.
You realize that the entire journey here, I have been psyching myself up to meet my own family, and you didn't feel like maybe I was someone you could talk to about this?
Oh.
We are here for you, Alistair. You can talk to us about these things if you want to.
Has he frozen?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Everything.
Oh my
I
god.
thought he was deeply contemplating.
Yeah, so did I, so did I. You completely froze there.
I don't think we can hear you.
No, we can't hear you. You're doing that thing where you cut out again.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you're back.
Hello.
There we go, yeah.
Sorry, what was it?
Oh, your mic's really weird.
Yeah, you're really
Turn your
muffled now.
microphone. Turn-
Any better now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I basically just said, you know, we're here for you and you can talk to us about these things.
That's good to know. But we're not here for me, we're here for you. It's your home.
Yes, that may be the case now, but you know, you only went to the abyss to save me. Not just anybody would do that. I would like to think that you would think that I would do the same for you. I mean, I'm looking around the group now, not just to Alistair. I mean, how long is it going to take us to trust each other? Honestly. How long will it take? What will it take?
Like I said, it's got a whole lot less fun.
I feel like I've just been reprimanded by my mother. Does anybody else feel that way?
It's just a passing thought. Sorry to bring the mood down. Continue.
I think in that case, we ought to start with Kensei and that fucking mask. What's up with that shit?
I mean, I've been trying since I met him, but yes.
How about we all just say a fact about each other?
But nobody else knows.
Ourselves. Yes.
It
About
could be
ourselves?
anything. It could be your favorite flavor of candy. You know?
Alright then, Gayak, you start.
Fuck, I didn't think you'd expect me to.
Oh gosh.
How about
Okay.
we talk about ourselves? Fuck, no!
I didn't think ourselves included me.
You thought you were going to be Jeff in this situation and pass the die along. But no.
Okay. I'll start. My full name is Gayak Barzak Anakria.
Alcoholic.
Could you type that in the chat for us, please?
I will type it in the chat for
Thank
you.
you.
That's a fancy name!
That is a beautiful name, Gayak.
Where'd you get a name like that?
Also, like when he says it, you notice that like the way he speaks and like his accent kind of like changes.
Hmm.
God, I thought I
How
had
do
a
you
long name.
spell-
I think it is a wonderful name.
I'm glad you like it. I think that's correct.
Jesus, that's.
And this name is a family name, or you gave it to yourself, or?
Anakria is the name of my clan, and Valzak is a nickname. It's like a term of endearment that my father gave me. It means strange talon.
Is that.
So
because
like
of
the
your-
direct translation to Orin is like strange talon. Sort of thing.
I'm guessing that's because one of your talents is white. Or
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I
I-
never even noticed that.
Yeah, he like lifts
Yeah,
his.
yeah.
He doesn't put it on the table because she had a go at him. But he, like,
She,
lifts
she
it,
turns, ah!
and before he places it on the table, he just shows like Alistrine, one of his talons on his right foot. The middle one is silver, whereas all the rest are like a bronze brownie color.
What? Have I never noticed that?
you're
Wow,
too busy
fine.
stabbing him?
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Well, thank you for sharing, Gayak.
Alright, which way around the table are we going?
Just leans back, takes a deep breath, and looks at the
I'll
next
go next
person.
if you want. Alistrine,
Yes.
I see you. I will go next, but I see you, Alistrine. Well, common to the misconceptions that seem to be happening in this little circle we have, I have only ever had one lover in my life. Just one.
What?
I've had more lovers than you.
I've only ever had one.
Hey, wait. Who?
Nobody you would know. If you want to. Listen to me, I love
Why is
you. I mean,
out of the
Alice-
corner of his eyes, does Kensei see Alistrine viciously grip the table so hard?
It just splinters.
I have had many flings and many, suitors, not to brag, but there's only ever been one person that I actually cared about. Yes.
Oh no, this is a story.
About Val-Aeria.
About Val-Aeria.
You can't start with that and then not explain any further.
Yes.
Hang on, let me just get my
She's gonna find her
Let me just give up my backstory real quick.
She produces a character sheet.
It's a whiteboard comes with like interview.
Where the fuck am I looking at?
God, I thought I had a long name.
You
really
do
sad
have
now
a
my
long
name's
name,
not
don't you?
Yeah,
Your
yours
name's
is still
definitely
far
long.
longer, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
When when I was young, a little bit younger than now, and I had joined the Thieves Guild, and I was doing a lot of running around the city, particularly across rooftops, in and down alleyways. You see a lot of people, and one day I came across the Midnight Players, the Performers Guild. I think I mentioned them.
Oh my god.
Wait.
What?
You fucked someone in the Midnight Players?
I mean, I wouldn't describe it as crassly as that, Alistrain, but But essentially, yes, there was a young actor among them who caught my eye. And I started off being somewhat of a secret admirer. I would send him letters and little gifts. And then one day I
was a simp.
worked up the courage to actually meet him face to face. And took off from there.
Wait, question, was you, like, as you are now, or was you someone else?
No, I was someone else. But yeah, I was very, very, very in love with him. But my life was a bit dangerous, and I didn't want to bring him into it, so I kind of broke it off with him. But I still sent him the occasional letter just to let him know I'm still alive.
Is he coming? Is he coming here for the festival?
They may be doing something, I do not know.
We're gonna have to protect him. We're really gonna have to protect him.
No, I have not seen him in a long time, but he is.
I can hear you and silently plotting.
He's the first.
I'll kill them next.
I've already heard all this. I don't know what
Oh,
you're
yeah,
talking about.
Wait, God hears all.
He was the first. First.
So we'll go next. We're going around the table.
I mean, I hadn't finished, but okay. No, it's
Wait,
fine. Whatever. Fuck me.
Has anyone asked what the actor's name was yet?
No, that's the extent now. Clearly, you guys are keen to move on. It's fine.
That was.
Well, Alistair's always eager to talk about himself, so.
Sorry, have you met me?
At this point, you see that Storm kind of wanders back to the table. Definitely glossy-eyed.
Oh. Speaking.
Sit down. Your turn is up soon.
What?
Don't think you can just escape from it.
Tell us a big secret.
Okay.
2 seconds ago, I did that.
In the middle of the table.
And I just lay
Slice
on the table.
Off their table! Come on.
Does she have a
We're
little
trying to
table?
pull him back onto a chair.
I'll
You know what
start
this is?
purring.
If you want to sleep, go to the rooms upstairs. Come on.
This table guy is the fucking cabbages dude from Avatar. Like,
All right, Alistair, it's your turn.
Alistair!
I don't have anything interesting.
I feel like you have the
could
most.
lie.
Anything. It could be like your favorite candy, like I said. I don't even know that about you.
Alright, what would you like to know then?
How were you trained? Who trained you?
That's my tutor Astor-san. Astor-shan.
After Jan. Could you
Astor-shan.
type it in the chat for us, please?
Once I remember how to spell it, yes. But yes, he was one of many tutors I had. First one to actually succeed, to put it bluntly. But yeah. under a couple of years with him, and now I'm out here training alone. Not much to say about him, besides he was an old higher up in the church that my parents knew. And yeah. It's not as interesting as a secret lover that's the band member, but yes, that's me.
And I lean in a little bit closer. Are you sure that's your full name?
No, you're missing death to all at the end of it.
Ah,
Insight check.
Alright. To be fair, Alistair kind of did give us a little bit of truth when he said what he was worried about and your question, so.
He lost a bet. He deserved it.
Yep.
I was winning up until the very end.
Not my
Would
problem.
somebody please fill me in? What's going
We
on?
are bearing our stories to each other, Storm.
Stories.
Souls.
Oh god.
But you can tell a story if you want. It's Kensei's turn now, though. You're next.
Damn it.
No, I see you, Kensei.
Well, I was gonna say something, never mind.
I say you, Kensei. Thank you.
I mean,
Station.
yeah. I'm rather hard to not see.
One thing, Kensei. Just one thing.
What was it like on the like eyes? We don't know.
A child with memory.
I heard only half of what Aiden said. Say again.
Any interesting fact that you did in the Pearl Isles?
Hmm.
It doesn't have to be much, like if they asked what my tutor was, I gave it.
Oh god, there was something interesting. I'm just trying to remember what I called it. I name it a name and I don't remember. While I'm searching my brain files. It's been a while since I was at Pearl Isles. Perhaps it might be better asking something else.
I can't remember anything.
I haven't been to the Pearl Isles for 3 years.
Nothing before that.
I mostly maintained one location. I didn't move around too much.
Is this where you're all born and raised?
No. I don't remember where
Are
I
you a
was born.
train?
Oh my god, Kensei is so boring. Tell us something more, please.
God damn it. Oh, you, and I can't remember which she it was. God damn it.
What? Message me and I'll.
How many masks do you
Hang on.
own?
how many? He changes it daily.
I have a Swiss Army knife of masks.
He's got a gold-plated one that he only wears on special occasions. We
Has
haven't seen it
anybody
yet.
ever seen Hoodwinked with the goat where he like changes his
Yes,
clothes?
yes.
Have you messaged me?
One moment, I'm just doing it in the chat. God. I can't remember which bloody she it was. There we go.
What? Oh shit! I don't know what
It was
you're
in one of
referring
the questionnaires I think I gave.
Oh right, okay. Hold on. Hold on.
What
It's
did
coming.
sorry, what did
Hold
everyone
on.
else ask me in the meantime? Sorry, Alistair said something.
Just tell us
It'd be the second
anything.
one.
She said.
She's like, details! Ah!
I need facts. I need evidence.
I don't really remember the specific.
Oh, I found it.
Just like type it to me.
Don't you have it, bro?
I do, but I don't remember which fucking sheet it was.
Unprofessional.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're.
Oh, okay,
Say
sorry.
it.
I completely missed the message you put over. That was, do you remember? It was a while ago. I did visit this place. Outside of where
where I grew up. It's an island off the coast called Tsushima.
Oh god. You have to put it in the chat.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
Tsushima.
I need you to throw me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
The rest of you watch for a second as you watch as Kensei kind of grips the table a little hard, and you can see the muscle in his neck kind of go tight for a second, as if he was restraining against pain. You take 3 psychic damage.
Oh shit.
You okay there, Kensei?
Are you alright?
Yes. Yes. But it was a long time ago. I don't fully remember many details about it.
You choke.
Obviously, this island means something significant
Do
to
you
you.
intend to go?
Something about. I can't fully remember. It was a long time ago. I think it was a
Intend to
nice
go back
place.
to the Power Island.
I would want to.
I would very much like to see it.
Me too.
But yeah, same. So, Storm, have you catched on to what we're playing yet?
So we are revealing things about ourselves.
Just one thing.
Just one thing, yes.
I am considered a terrorist by the Golden Empire.
Wait, what?
What? What did I say? I didn't say anything. Night, night.
Wait, didn't we kind of already know that? Or not really? I mean, we
I
know
know
you
he's
don't
coming.
like,
Something about it, like he.
In all
we know
fairness,
there's tension between the Dunelands and the Stellarians.
in all fairness, I mean, they're not
Yeah.
consider him a terrorist anymore. They might just think he's fucking dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Are
true.
there like any like remnants of what he's been smoking on him, like in his hand or something like that? Or is
I
it-
mean, you can smell it. You can smell kind of an aromatic, weedy smell.
Yeah, Storm, look at me. Look at me really quick. His pupils are massive.
Glossy eyes, big pupils.
Yes, alright.
this reminds
Well,
me
you
of
know
the good
what?
old days.
We kind of
Oh, I bet he looks so cute with like the cat eyes, the big
Yeah. Meow.
I
Anyway.
was a part of a. I was a part of a group called the Crimson Claw.
Ooh,
That sounds cool.
that sounds awesome.
It was not awesome.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Did you do bad things?
Storm,
Oh. What? What? Where was I?
The Crimson
Crimson
Claw.
Oh, them. Yes, just a group of tabaxi trying to free the June lands. Nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a very nice looking fish over there. Haha, is it not?
is he just pointing at a blank wall?
All for casual.
He pointed at a person.
Yeah, an especially ugly person. Just kind of
God's
Oh, God,
sake.
he's not lying.
Roll to act casual.
Alright. Are everybody satisfied with that?
Wait, last but not least,
Oh, I know I wasn't going to pass over.
Oh.
Strain, you have had a lot of time to think about your answer.
I lose and yet I get to get a fact.
We lose, but really we win.
Why are you all staring at me
Because
like
I'm
that?
excited.
How do you know I'm staring at you?
Oh dear. Ask me a question, I'll see if I can answer it.
You don't want to volunteer anything that we might not know?
There's lots you might not know.
I'm sure
Do we
you
know
can...
her full name?
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't know my full name, no.
Oh. We know first and last
What's
name.
your full
though, right?
name?
No, you don't know my last name.
Just know it. She's just Alistair.
Yeah.
Ah.
Aaron A. Aristream.
Oh, that was a
don't
weird
know.
noise.
I have a
What's
question,
your
but if
full
people
name?
would rather know her name, then...
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, it depends what you find more important. If you'd rather know her name, then ask her name.
Go ahead. If you got one.
I mean, it might be a silly question, but I just, you know, your abilities, you know, smoky daggers and all that stuff.
Smoky.
Yeah, yes, yes, Storm, smoky, yes.
What about them, Aria?
Is that
What about them?
something? Is that something that your people can do, or is it just you? How did you acquire these abilities?
The way in which psionic arts are acquired are through continuous strain to the mind. Some might even go as far to say torture.
Wow.
I don't remember much about my tutor. That's all I have.
So these abilities, they can be taught?
It can be taught.
It's like a mirror.
Hmm?
I said it's like a mirror.
I can't understand what you're saying, Lisa.
Says it's like a mirror.
A mirror?
What does that mean?
The pain you give in comes right back at you with that psionic stuff.
Is there still the bottle of vodka on the table?
A bottle of whiskey, but yes.
Guy still got it, just...
I take it from Gaiak, if I may.
Of course.
Fill up a shot glass to the full and slide over to Alistair.
Well,
If you want it.
I feel closer to you all already. Now I have ways to end all of you.
I've been planning that since day one.
You have an end game plan. So do I. High five.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Oh, you
Alistair
gotta
kind
love
of
it.
gets your attention, Alistair, and she kind of looks you dead in the eye. She's like, "If you so much as fuck me over once, I'm gonna pull your ribcage out and hang your lungs on it."
Ah,
I
that's
wouldn't
true.
expect anything different from you.
I pat Alistair on the back and I just say, you get used to the threats.
I am deadly serious. I am very serious when I say that if any of you even so much as think about it, I'll fuck you up.
I'll make raging sun.
Hmm?
Do you
Alright,
need another drink?
I think this one is ready
I'm-
for bed.
I've not had anything. I've not had anything to drink. I don't drink.
Mm-hmm. Storm, can you hear this? And I clap really loudly next to his ear.
All the hairs go on the back of his neck.
He can still hear. There's still hope.
That.
Or maybe not.
I'm gonna go and get some fresh air. I'm gonna just get out and just walk outside and just get some fresh air.
Okay.
Well, guys, same time next week.
As you walk out, you kind of as you go to open the door opens, and this gentleman, probably in his maybe late 20s, kind of messy black hair, about a medium length, not quite down to his shoulders, but maybe like just under his ears, kind of like a little bit scruffy, wearing a navy tunic and black leather bottoms and boots, kind of stumbles in, not drunkenly. He kind of steps through, kind of moves past you. He doesn't even really give you much of a look. He kind of just like moves past and heads towards the bar.
Have I still got my bag of holding on me?
You still have your bag of holding.
Hello? Yeah, I just want to make sure he didn't jack anything off me. He didn't move fast.
And you are able to make your way outside to get a little bit of fresh air. The rest of
Is
you
there a bench
see. I mean, there's a bench outside the tavern. Yeah, there's like a couple of like benches that are attached to the wall, and you see one or two people out there just having a smoke. The rest of you see this gentleman kind of walk past. I mean, your table was fairly close to the tavern itself. Not to the tavern, sorry, to the bar itself. You see him kind of head up to the bar, rest on it. Yeah. I'll have a whiskey, please, Poppy. And you can just see this kind of look of distress. He kind of stands, leaning on the bar, his hand on his forehead, and she gives him the drink. Thank you, and throws 8 copper on.
Does Poppy look nervous?
She doesn't seem to. Nothing that kind of alarms you. She just kind of glances, gives the man a drink, and continues on with her job. Yeah.
Can I do a vibe check on the guy?
Sure, roll an insight check.
I'll join in with that, but mine's probably shit, so probably gonna be better than me. Yep.
Remember, you have disadvantage because you are drunk.
Yeah. Oh, wow!
Wow.
Okay.
Immediately,
Wow.
Alistrine, immediately.
These are average, you know?
What? That's the third
Immediately.
natural 20.
I know.
She has to be, just
Immediately,
keep in mind, she has to be drunk
guys.
for this.
Guys, I know. Immediately, like seeing someone coming in.
Sorry, didn't mean to take that.
Because it's kind of like a compact space. Immediately, despite the intoxication, your senses go on red alert, and kind of watch this man. You watch him go up to the bar, get his drink, and stand at the bar drinking it. His body language looks like someone quite distressed. He's appears to be short of breath, and kind of gives off the signs of someone who is a little anxious, perhaps a little shocked, and needs a drink to calm him down. That's the kind of impression you get, rather than threatening.
Does he have anything in his hands or any items like hanging out of pockets or anything like that that we can see?
Roll me a perception check.
Right, it's gonna pickpocket him.
That's Arya's shtick. Come on.
So you look across at him. Other than the glass that he currently has in his hand and he's drinking, nothing else in his hands. He has a belt on with what appears to be a pouch. But other than that, he doesn't have a weapon holstered or anything like that. He seems to not have anything else that you can see.
I'm gonna. Oh, sorry.
And with that, we're going to take another quick break. 5 minutes. Toilet break, and then we'll hop back on.
Alright, I'll get a drink real
Sweet.
quick.
Oh,
Oi, 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 oi.
Okay, so when we left off before, Alistair had popped outside for a bit of fresh air, and you all saw this nervous-looking man entering the tavern and heading up to the bar where he ordered himself a drink, and is now currently sat drinking what appears to be drinking his sorrows or something to that degree.
I'm gonna kind of like lean like on my elbow like next to him and try my very best to look approachable, which probably comes out as looking something like.
Ah! Yes, I love it.
A
Rough
grimace.
day.
Sorry? What'd you say?
Rough day.
I did. What is it to you?
I'm just wondering if I could make it a little better. Let me buy you a drink.
Whoa, I'm not looking for anything like that.
Yeah, I know.
Excuse me. Excuse you. Who said I was looking for anything like that? I offered to buy you a
You
drink.
just... Well, I mean, that's just what it sounded like. I'd take a drink.
And assume next time. Oh,
Well, we're at a bar. You came up and offered to make my day better. Come on.
I mean,
Learn to
you're
read the
for
room.
assuming. Read the room, gee.
Yeah, next
want
time
a
we should
drink
send
or
Kensei
not?
up to say that.
I'm starting to think that I don't want to be indebted.
Indebted? I'm trying to be nice to you.
Yelling at him.
I'm not...
this is going just as well as I thought it would.
Everyone can be nice to anyone.
Look,
honestly.
I don't have the energy for an argument. Whatever. You're still
Right,
staring at
okay.
me. What's going on?
Just gonna kind of like tap the bar, and then I'm gonna like shout to Ari and be like, "This is why I'm not fucking nice to people."
Like a whole bunch of people just kind of turn to look at you. It kind of makes a move to kind of shuffle at least like 2 foot down the bar.
Jeez. I'll go up to the bar and grab Alistair and just be like, apologies, good sir. My friend has had a little bit to drink. Apologies. Did not mean to disturb you.
He thinks I was trying to fuck him.
All right. Well, you know, one should never
I
assume.
don't.
Come. And I just kind of, as I'm turning, I'll be like, if you would like a seat, we have a space at our table, and just walk away. Take Alistair back to the table.
Puts the glass down. You can see him kind of contemplating. Poppy, one more, please. Slides gold onto the table, takes another glass, and stands for a second. Walks over to the table. Greetings.
Greetings.
Oh, we have a visitor.
Oh my gosh, I'm starting to regret this decision.
How on earth would you bring them to this table?
Please, we are just a merry bunch. It has been a long day for us. We mean you no harm, I promise you.
Are you telling that to me?
No, to the guy.
He kind of looks across the table awkwardly at all of you. Sits down far away from Alistair.
You'll have to forgive us. We can be a little bit nosy sometimes. Let people watch. And I think my companion noticed that you seemed a little bit nervous. Are you alright, friend?
I'm not really sure.
Isn't that the mood of the day? Anything that a stranger might be able to help with?
I'm not sure.
Try us.
It's going to turn out he's just having marital problems.
There's
nothing major about it.
I'm... Well... I kind of takes a big gulp. Finishes the drink. I just came back from my father's grave. It's like just 5 yards there.
I kind of push one of my shots towards him, my last shot. Yeah.
Ah, thank you. Spend the night.
Yes. It definitely has. I look around at the group. Well, my condolences and I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, it's fine. My father has been dead for 2 days.
Quite recent.
Yes. Plague, you see.
Like,
Or whatever they're calling it now.
yes. We heard about it. It is getting worse.
I mean, more people are dying. That's what constitutes getting worse.
Did you notice anything about your father before he passed? Anything strange?
Oh, I don't know. He just seemed a picture of health, and then 2 days later, just seemed to be bedridden, and then one day, just passed away. The illness got the better of him.
It's that fast.
Yes.
It is strange.
Oh. Can I ask who you people are? You don't look like, if you don't mind me saying, you don't look like the kind of people that are from Ravenwood.
Yes, we are a bit of a mismatched crew. But we are just traveling merchants, just popping into town. We were hoping to stay for the festivities, actually, at Fiera di Morta, which I'm sure, again, you'll be able to pay respects to your father in a much more grandiose way.
Well, I wish I could.
You wish you could? You want to be here?
No, it's not that. I just came back from finding his grave being robbed.
It was robbed? I'm so sorry.
Yes, well, whatever it means, his soul can't rest. Not with his trinkets taken. Which means Fiera de Morti is pointless for me. Well, I suppose not pointless, but his soul is not going to rest.
Well,
Do you mind if I have another drink?
please.
The almost empty whiskey bottle, I slide across the table to him.
Pulls it into a glass and
Well, Fiera, yes, is for the citizens of the town, so I hear. But I hear that visitors can still celebrate, so maybe we could find a way to respect him even without the remains. But I am very sorry that this has happened to you.
it's just shit knowing his soul isn't going to rest. What little there is to... What little point there is to celebrate Filia de Morte if I know that my father is not even going to be able to sleep in the rest.
But he still lives on in your memory of him.
But his soul will wander.
So, reach out to him. That is what Fera is about, after all.
Well, I can't.
You have to help him.
I just... Look, you're charming merchants, if that's what you say. You obviously don't know the customs here. He cannot... I cannot commune with him if his soul is not at rest. What can I commune with?
Do you have any...
His soul will wander this realm until it is corrupted, and then there will be nothing left of him. Kind of slams the glass down.
His body is gone?
Check your camera.
No. Well, not entirely.
Not entirely.
Parts of him.
Which parts?
His eyes. Someone took his eyes and all the things we buried him with.
No, does that sound familiar to anything that would be needed for
Roll an Arcana check.
cause the magic? Yeah. Arcana, these go well usually. Yes, they do go well.
Nice. Okay, so I mean, the eyes of different animals are used in a plethora of different alchemical things, and in some cases spells. The use of human eyes indicates something darker if it is magical. I mean, it might not be magical, but if it is something magical, usually human pieces are quite dark rituals or spells.
Oh, well,
Alchemical things.
Strange.
you ask me, you don't know of any band of necromancers in town, do you?
I don't know what that is.
Something I hope we never have to face.
Just sounds like something they might take, but it could be that a grave worm took them. Oh, you don't have grave worms here, do you? Oh, silly me.
No, I know what took them.
You do?
I saw it myself. Yes, I was going to visit my father's grave. I was in. I was there and I saw with my own 2 eyes these 3 men in the grave. I ran up, I shouted, I made a commotion, they ran away, and when I got to the grave itself, they had dug it up, they had taken his eyes out and all of the things we had buried him with.
What did they look like?
It was dark.
Even the slightest detail could be useful.
They didn't. I honestly, I don't know. I was too far away. All I can say is they didn't move like normal people. It was weird. It was almost like an animal, but on hind legs.
We need to go to the grave, don't we?
Do we?
Yes. We will.
What for?
This sounds like Skinwalkers.
Eleanor knows what this might be.
I know what this might be as well.
Jack has no idea.
I don't.
I don't.
I don't know why they take eyes.
You said that they didn't... Sorry.
I think we need to go to the grave. Who fancies a mission?
Do we have to go to a grave? I'm.
You I don't really know what you could do. If you're no offense, but I don't know what your skill set is. But
we are merchants,
the merchants that I've met.
but we have friends who could help you.
Oh well, I mean I wouldn't be opposed to that. You are very drunk though.
I'm not. My companions are, but me and the masked fellow
No,
here are
I'm
perfectly fine.
not.
Guys.
Unfortunately, this isn't a permanent state.
But
That's
so true.
I assure you that you will be able to properly mourn him by Fera di Morte.
I don't have anything I can give. I don't have the money to spare.
Please. We earn enough in our trade. We do not need
Do
that.
we?
Alistair, be quiet. Forgive me. It has been a long day for us as well.
If you did this, I would be so grateful. I don't know how I would repay you.
You don't have to. I will urge you though, you said it almost seemed like they were animal-like, but walking on their hind
Yes.
legs.
Yes, like I
Draw a picture.
can't think of another way of describing it.
Here-
I
Did you hear any noises that they were possibly making? Any feature you could tell us?
could hear them digging. But it sounded like they were digging with their hands. There were no tools left there, and I couldn't see them in the moonlight. I could not see them with shovels or the like.
Sounds familiar.
Only their breathing and muttering, but I couldn't hear. All I saw was were these three people over my father's grave, and I just screamed, I shouted, and I ran, but they ran away.
Which direction did they run off into?
North.
North. Okay. Right, thank you very much. We will tell our friends, and they will look into this for you.
I really appreciate this. How do I contact you again, or your friends?
Shit, I haven't put that far ahead.
Out up to the moon 5 times.
Wait, what did you say?
No, bro.
I said call to the moon and ask the moon for the cat with the 5 nines.
Please, don't worry about him.
I don't understand. I don't.
We will be around during Fera di Morte, so just keep an eye out, and we will see you. Don't worry. But
Okay.
no thanks.
Well, I frequent here. I might be here, or at my father's grave, trying to do what I can.
What is your name? Sorry, I didn't even think to ask.
Luca.
Luca. Nice to meet you, Luca. Now, if you excuse me, I'm very sorry. It's probably best that I get my companions to bed. They are
Alright, yes,
very, And
yes, I shouldn't drink too much myself.
it is understandable, considering what you've been through. But have heart. Take heart.
I will try. Kind of gets up, orders one last drink, kind of downs it, and then leaves the tavern.
Well, we gotta fucking leave, boys.
Well, are we a charity
We got a
case
lead.
now?
We got a lead.
What are we doing?
Alistair, first of all, I'm sorry that I snapped at you.
You and me.
Please forgive me. I know you're a little sensitive right now.
Oh my god, what was that?
But we needed information, and yelling at him is not going to do that, okay?
Didn't
Okay,
yell.
you're yelling
I'm
at
not
me right
yelling.
now. Ow. Okay. Let us perhaps go up to our room where we may talk in private. Yes? Okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You wanna go to the bedroom?
That is where we are going to go, yes, so we can sleep, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. I have a stand up.
I've decided I don't know how I feel about drunk Alistair.
I actually quite like her.
She's somehow more horny than usual, which is
Yeah.
an achievement.
Oh my goodness.
Can say, would you mind helping one of the other two? And oh gosh, what are we going
I've
to do?
already put Thrisk over my shoulder.
Okay, yep.
Wrist?
Thrisk,
The rest
I've
is
already...
dead.
Oh yeah, no, I can't. I carry
Frisk's
the
in the
his
ground.
body.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They dug up his dad's body, not Thrisk's.
I kind of just, I kind of like get a little bit of rope out of my pack and kind of tie Alistair and Storm to it. I'm like, come on, this way, come on. We go up the stairs.
Okay. You make your way upstairs to the bedroom, unlock the door and make your way inside. There's lots of plant life in here, potted plants, vines that kind of dangle from the ceiling, and make like a rim around the window that looks out over the street of Woodstep. There's one single double bed in here with nice warm linen sheets, but enough space that you could, comfortably put all your bedrolls in and sleep in here.
Bugsy, the left side.
There is like an iron stove-like device that you can use to add some heat into the room. A couple of like storage spaces for those that are having prolonged periods of stay. And a chamber pot.
Oh, chamber pot.
No one's allowed to use that.
Why?
No one. Just no.
Why?
Because I'm gonna fill it up.
Oh!
Oh, one use.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Surely there's a window.
I'm gonna flop on the bed and kind of
I
like.
think, yeah, the
spread eagle on it.
drunk people on the bed.
I will just plop Storm on the bed.
Yeah.
Guy, the people that are already on there, I just jump on with my wings outspread and just cover the whole bed with my wings.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
I
Starfish.
remember what happened last time you got too close to me.
As
So I
she
have
says
a
that,
repeat.
on the side that Alistrine's standing on, that wing just folds in immediately. I risk no daggers tonight.
Right now. We should all be writing books right now. We can write books together.
Read books.
I'm going to write a
You're
book about you,
About
And-
me?
you, and all of you.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of you, Storm. Thank you.
Please don't
Hey.
include me in your book.
Can you make my bum a little bigger when you describe me in your book?
Of course. Of
Thank
course.
you, thank you, thank you.
Make sure you
Oh,
fully
so-
capture the amazingness of my feathers.
And make Guy
I
act
will-
a few inches taller.
Oh god.
Shiny little baddie.
So,
anyway.
are you? Is there anything you wish to do during the night, or are you happy to sleep away to the next day?
Alistrine is the worst bedmate you've ever had. She kicks you if she gets too close, and she snores when she's
But,
drunk.
I mean, the other Alistrine, Aria basically tries to do this for everyone, but basically she takes up like a big. She'll go down and ask Poppy for like a big jug of water and like just a couple slices of bread, and make sure they've all drunk a bit of water and had a slice of bread before they go.
She's going to charge you 3 copper pieces
That's
for the
fine.
bread.
That's fine. Just to make sure they don't wake up with a banging headache.
I won't wake up with a banging headache because I am only
I
just
don't
high.
know what's going to happen with you.
Aria, you brought me bread.
Yep, it's just plain bread. You eat it up now.
That's so nice.
Bread is nice, you know. Very nice.
I like
Bread
bread.
is yes.
Very nice.
I like bread.
Fuck bread.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What makes you fat?
Anything else?
I will stay up as long as I can before I start feeling my eyes kind of shutting, and then I will fall asleep, just to kind of keep watch over them.
Before Ari falls asleep, I go to Ari. I suppose you have a pen or a piece of parchment and a quill that I could write with.
I'm sure I can find something.
Yeah, you can find something.
Little some.
No, some, you know.
I thought it was Storm writing a book, not Kensei.
Dear diary, today everyone got.
Ken's got a little diary.
Oh, did you get? Did you get it?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, I could have gone and asked Poppy for some anyway. So.
Yeah, you can get. You got some.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll take the paper. I take
Sorry, go on.
the paper and the quill, and I'll probably go downstairs for a little bit. And while I'm there, I'm gonna try and write out the story that I was gonna tell them about Atsuitsuchi.
Okay.
He's slowly opening up. I'm trying to.
Okay.
He's learning.
Hold on. One sec. Okay. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh no, even for writing it?
Let's try.
Come on, you can get high. You can get high.
You
no.
sit down at a
I'll get high.
table, and staring at the paper, you dip the quill in ink and place your hand on the paper with the quill touching the ink, kind of pressing out against the paper as it kind of drips down. Your hand shakes as you try to focus yourself to write, and you begin to write a letter, but your hand just stops, and no matter what, you don't get any further.
Kensei kind of calmly puts the quill back in the ink bullet. Sits there for about a couple seconds. And then he takes the ink pellet and throws it against the wall as hard as he possibly can.
There's a shatter as the glass smashes and ink sprays across the wall. Poppy, who is at the bar, and the very few ones that are left, kind of patrons, kind of turn and look, and we're going to go silent for a second. And Poppy turns, "Oi!" And she kind of stops where she was wiping a glass and makes her way over, looks at the wall. What the hell was that about?
Yeah, without saying a word, Kensei just... Oh, hang on. What if I can get my inventory up? Yeah, without saying a word, Kensei just gets up, puts a gold coin on the counter, and then goes up to his room.
As you kind of go through the doorway, she picks up the coin. This doesn't mean you can do it all the time. Pockets the coin and begins to get a cloth and wipe the ink off the wall.
Goes back up to his room.
Okay. So, the night fades away, and the morning comes. Oh. As you awake, some of you nursing a little bit of a hangover. You all awake on the next morning. As you do so, what would you like to do?
Oh, thank God. Get all my stuff back.
I would like to sleep more.
Hey, you're not too bad. I made sure you had some bread before you went to sleep.
So here and now, you just sort of like hand down into pocket and pulls out a loaf of soggy bread. I'm just like,
Who has a hangover?
You three.
All of us.
No, yeah,
Yeah, you definitely have a hangover a little bit.
I go
One
over
slice of
and
bread.
That much. What are you on about?
If only a slice
three
of bread
definitely
would
do.
cure all things.
I go over and pick up Bubo, and there's a bit of bread wedged into his mouth where for
Oh,
some reason I've
no.
obviously tried to feed it to him. And just
Does he
pull
have
it
a
out.
look of just absolute distress and confusion on his face?
Oh, God.
As much as a metal bird can.
So, what did you guys make of what Luca had to tell us last night?
Who the fuck is
Oh my
Luke?
God. Oh my God. He is the very distressed guy that you tried to shout at last night.
The one who tried to fuck me. Yeah.
No, he thought you were trying to fuck
What
him,
did I miss?
actually. There was a young...
Who did Alistair
Oh my
try?
gosh.
Wait, Alistair tried to fuck
What
me?
do you guys remember?
I remember going outside. That's about it.
I remember someone's eyes were stolen.
That is very
It
interesting.
wasn't by grave worms, it was by necromancers, I remember.
You're not high anymore, by the way.
Oh, that's just Storm.
It's just his normal state now. That's just Storm now.
Well,
It's just become Thrift.
well, Gaia,
Wait.
Valzak and Akria, I remember a lot.
What was it?
Mhm.
As she says that, he lets out a little. Just. What?
He
Wait.
just
Wait.
tomb.
You told secrets.
You did tell secrets.
Oh,
You
we
did.
didn't we?
And don't
Mm.
Fuck, I can't remember whose secret was whose.
don't worry. I remember them all.
I remember
You
that
just tell me
Alice
later.
Green's secret was that she can't remember.
And that's why we tell secrets when we're drunk, because they won't remember
Yes.
anyway.
I
Except
To
remember.
hide the
Uh,
pain.
I will
As the one
always
person,
Apart from
remember.
one
Aria.
person who was sober during this, I will tell you secrets until the day I die.
But yes, it would seem that there are some animalistic grave robbers on the loose.
Oh yeah.
Wait, did he say what they looked like?
Said they were bipedal, but they were almost animal-like.
Hmm.
Anybody know
Alistair-
anything?
Yeah,
like
would Alistair
that?
know?
Yeah,
anything
would any of
about
us
that?
have read any stories or heard any stories or?
Roll either history, arcana, nature.
I am Bravij and I used the
Can we all do that?
Bam!
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
19. Oh, natural 20.
Look at that!
Go on.
Good, yeah,
Go
mate.
on.
Oh, wow!
Polar opposites. We all rolled quite well.
Okay, so I would say in terms of history,
Steady on Tiger, you've only just
Um,
come back from the dead.
so you let's see. In terms of history, all of you in your own cultures have heard, legends or tales, and mostly for Alistair, Alistrine, and Aria, it does kind of stick to legends or tales of people like lycanthropes. Oh, fucking.
Lycanthrope, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, people that can change into animals, and vice versa, and hybrid forms.
Yeah.
Basically, like, but it's kind of limited to legends and all people that can turn into wolves and etc. Nothing really particularly concrete. It's not like a commonplace thing. Though, you know, for you, Aria, it's a little bit more believable given your own heritage. Gaiak, you know that where creatures do exist. You've probably met one. Not all of them are necessarily evilly inclined. They might be, you know, just people that have the ability to shift into creatures, no different to druidic magic. I mean, you had a druid that used magic to shape into it. Usually, though, lycanthropes it's usually associated with curses rather than active natural magic. Storm, very much the same. You know it really from like a magical perspective. Like, yeah, these kind of creatures that merge humanoid features with animalistic features. They're not necessarily just were creatures. There are other creatures. I mean, you yourself are a animal humanoid. So it's difficult to say exactly. It might not be were creatures. Yeah, that's what I would say. But that is just based on the information that you've been given. You can't say for certain what these creatures were based on the fact that they had animalistic movement.
Yeah, I guess it's difficult living in a world where there are literally humanoid animal.
Yeah. Would have been some scholarly tabaxi, but probably the scholarly kind that are more inclined to necromancy.
Why would they just take his eyes? And all of his belongings?
I assume the belongings were maybe a bonus just to sell.
Like any sort of like rituals to do with like human eyes, something like that.
Roll me a religion or an arcana check.
Nope.
Nothing that you've ever heard of. I mean, your study on it is not particularly strong.
I wonder if it might be
You've
worth
definitely never heard of anything.
going down to the graveyard to have a look. See if anything else has happened. Anyone else has had this issue.
Wait, so it's another thing on the list as well.
We have a week.
Why did we even agree? What is he paying us?
He's not paying us anything.
It could have something to do with the plague, since that seems to be what his father died of, and...
Ties in, yes.
Why are we doing it when we could get paid?
I don't know about you, but I don't need to get paid.
It's money, isn't it?
It is true. It is true.
Not everything is about money, Alistair.
I look into Alistrine's eyes and I'm just like, it's fine. If we need some money, we can just get Aria to steal it again.
That is true. I mean, I don't know if I should be making a habit of that, but you know, can't do it.
Still can't
We
believe
haven't
you
seen your
stole
mother since.
all that money.
I mean, there are other places I can steal from if we need to, not just the bank.
So what do you want to do?
Forget I ran with the Thieves Guilds.
I don't know. What are you? What are they?
Ashes are.
Are we going to the grave then?
Shall we go and check it out? And if
Yeah.
we don't
Let's
find
go.
anything, we can then talk about how we are going to get into the forest unseen.
I think so.
All right. Let us do that then. Any breakfast for anyone, or shall we just go?
Do we have any more bread?
I would have got a loaf, so maybe there's like half a loaf left. We'll just nom in on half. Here's your bit. Here's your bit. Or maybe we could just get it to go. I'll go down to Poppy and like get us some like sandwiches or something to go.
Butter sandwiches.
Okay. That'll be 3 silver each.
Alright. 3 silver each.
3 silver.
Yeah, 3 silver each.
Yeah.
For a sandwich.
For a sandwich. It's like sourdough bread with roasted ham,
Ooh,
some lettuce on there.
yeah.
Is the person who comes over to like? Wait, are we going up to? Are you not going up to order it, or like?
No,
Just gone to see
I'll
Poppy.
just get a bunch.
Is Poppy the one who reprimanded me last night?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is she still at the bar?
Yeah. That's who Aria's getting food from.
Yeah.
Is everybody ready? Wow, the enthusiasm. Is everybody ready?
Why are you shouting?
I mean, I'm not, but you know, I see your point. Come on.
Give me 1 moment, Dobby.
Alright, we'll wait outside. I'm still
No.
Jask, by the way.
I don't buy it. You didn't do the voice.
I'm sorry. I'll do it next time.
Are you happy, motherfucker?
So what are you doing, Kenta?
I'm gonna go up to the bar with the Poppy and just kind of like knock on the bar gently to get her attention.
She kind of looks at you with a little bit of dead eye.
Stink of that.
Morning.
Oh no. Oh no.
What? Oh no, is he cutting out?
Oh, okay. We'll come
Oh
back.
no.
God, it's always waits right up until I want to talk, and then it's just like, okay, you can not talk now. Yeah, I go up to the bar. What did you say? She's dead eyeing me.
Yep. Morning.
I feel I must apologize. I'm very sorry for my outburst last night.
Don't make a habit of it.
I will not. I am incredibly sorry.
Well, you pay for damages, we'll call it even. Don't make a habit of it.
Thank you. I must catch up to my companions, but I appreciate accepting my apology.
Goes back to cleaning a mug.
And, he'll leave and catch up with the rest of them.
Okay.
To the graveyard.
Yay.
It is fitting, man. We got the more to come on up, you know.
So,
The person with the last name.
as you leave the tavern, you make your way through the busy streets of Woodstip, which is kind of bustling with activity. And once again, you can see people beginning to put up decorations, banners hanging from between the buildings across this main street, stalls and small stages being set up along the street. The festival is, in fact, indeed 2 days away.
Right.
Oh, actually, it's tomorrow now.
Oh God. That promise I made. Whoops.
Well, now you want a time limit.
Wait, what? What promise?
I said that he'd be back. By
Wait,
Theo
it's
tomorrow.
not. Oh.
Oh,
Got a
right.
date for this.
So you make your way through. You can see all the
What,
festivities
so we figure
being
it out.
prepared.
Yeah.
Heading towards the park between Trumptown and Woodstep, specifically the Garden of Rest. And soon you leave the bustling activity of the Woodstep district, where the buildings become smaller and smaller, less dense and more sporadic and spread apart. And soon the sounds begin to fade away as you walk past these beautiful purple trees that are planted within this park. And that is where we're going to end the session this week.
We got a dirty eye thief in our midst.
Interesting.
We had a crunk session. So we got absolutely crunk.
Who's stealing the children's eyes?
Oh, we've long rested now, haven't we? So I can put.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, boy.
Dragon's Throat got an E in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
That was fun.
Another
Drunkard.
another banger.
This is fun. Oh, this is fun.
So thank you very much for watching and you for playing. I hope you enjoyed it. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Oh,
See you next week.
Dirty.